Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. See them talk say make we off mind, but thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make you shout.
Hello there.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó.
Morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun live.
Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í kó níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe àní Maiyegun.
Thank you very much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends, invite your not so friendly friends, and tell them that Maiyegun today. Yes, please.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun diary Politico.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹ́kọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Very much. Share the broadcast, like the broadcast, subscribe if you haven't, and then sit back and relax. The writer for this broadcaster tonight is that statement from Kolu's wife, Remi Werekwe. Now, Remi Werekwe is giving, is asking the Nigerians, especially the young people, to take a risk. Okay, if Tinubu fails on his promises, right? Don't vote for him again in 2027. Do you see how they have actually like reduced the value of your lives, like to the point that 4 years doesn't seem to mean anything to these people? And again, there are people actually like subscribing to that. Atiku was also in Ibadan today. So Atiku was in Ibadan, where Seyi Makinde, who happened to be one of their G5, the Werewikes and co, yeah? So sluggishly or reluctantly, he had to show up So I'll bring that to you. To the point that Atiku was actually telling his own people there, right, in their campaign, that you need to deliver your polling unit. If you deliver your polling booth, that's how you're going to get appointments in my government. That's how you're going to get contracts from my government. So you must deliver. I'll show some of that to you tonight if the time indeed allowed us. Then I am actually going to start tonight from the full statement made by Kwankwaso when he was asked about stepping down for Peter Obi or not and all that. So I'm going to share that and then we're going to start from there. Okay. There are many other things I'm going to share with you tonight, but we'll take them one after the other. So thank you very much for joining me. Share the broadcast if you haven't, right? It won't take you much time. And take a moment and just drop your own offering like this broadcast before we continue.
My name, as it appears on your CV, is my correct name, which is Lai Mohammed. Please don't believe what they say on the social media. They call me all sorts of names there. I used to ignore it until one day when my 7-year-old grandson called me and said, "Grandpa, tell me the truth. Why do they call you Liar Mohammed?" I looked at him. What do you say to a 7-year-old son? How do you explain politics to him? So I said, no, don't mind them.
The last time they said, in 2 years, if we don't perform, please stone us. How many of you remember that headline in 2015? Stone us if we don't perform. But this time around, Remi Werekwe, Kolu's wife, is asking you to take a shot, a risk. But there is also another part too, where PDP are now using the expose that has been in the public domain for months now, right? I'm talking about Kolu's cocaine and heroin dealing in America, where he had to forfeit, you know, those stuff. PDP are now using that. Now that APC, Egbekegbe, are also using the Atiku's SPV corruption. So everything shall be as it be, right? Until I saw a news earlier this afternoon where people destroying people are also asking that Kolu, the Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict, the Ashiwaju awon ole, Ashiwaju awon agbero, right, must be arrested. And this time around, Escobar, Pablo Escobar must be arrested. That's the joke on all of you. APC, Egbekegbe's candidate, is a convicted drug dealer. What do you call it? Accountant for drug dealers. A convicted deal-making drug dealer. That's Kolu. Is already in the public domain. But Nigeria is what? Nigeria is a crime. What do you call it? It's a crime scene. That's what we say. Crime scene. And that is why those who are promising to change your lives or make Nigeria better are a bunch of criminals that you know. Since you love your criminals differently. Fair enough. As for the people destroying people, this one doesn't like open corruption, right? He enjoys what they call the special purpose vehicle corruption, right? Where people are set up to be consultants on never existing projects just to get paid. And at the same time, APC, Egbekegbe are now saying that if, mind you, Festus Otobokeyamo, who happened to be the spokesperson for Tinubu's presidential campaign council, he was the EFCC chairman. I take that back. It was the EFCC, prosecutor at the time, which means that most of the celebrated political corruption cases in Nigeria, that most of these criminals never get convicted of, Keyamo handled most of the cases until it was sent away. Like, Baba, get out. Because himself, right? You know. However, this same Keyamo, who no longer works for the EFCC, petitioned the EFCC to make sure that Atiku is arrested with the new, the reason why he couldn't get Atiku arrested or prosecuted for corruption when he was working for EFCC, that is Festus Otobo Keyamo, that the reason why he couldn't get Atiku jail was because there was no evidence to link him to all of the corruption that they were investigating then. But now that they have the evidence, Keyamo said he is willing in 72 hours, which lapsed tonight. The 72 hours given to ICPC and EFCC by Festus Otobo Keyamo expired today. So tomorrow, Otobo may go to court. But when I was surfing the net this afternoon, I came across this. And I was like, hey, yeah, okay. Now that you know that PDP, APC, are led by a bunch of criminals, right? It's now over to you to tell me where you are getting that your hope, renewed hope at Unifier and every other nonsense that you are all kind of clinging on to. I don't know where you're getting that from. To me, when I look at them, I see criminals. Yes, they are what? Old relic criminals.
To a company that's widely known to belong to him. Furthermore, Nigerians are still awaiting the APC presidential candidate explanation for his conviction and criminal forfeiture of $460,000 in a criminal case of trafficking in narcotics in the United States of America, for which under Section 137, 1, subsection D of the 1999 Constitution as amended, he is not eligible to contest election in Nigeria.
You get that? Now, if you think the American drug case, wherever, is nothing, fine. Let's leave that drug aside. How many of you actually knows that right now, Tifnumbu committed perjury in his own INEC register? You get what I mean now? Like, the form is submitted to the INEC in Nigeria is full of errors, unverifiable, unverifiable nonsense. And when they try to verify most of them, they just don't match. No correspondence. Do you know if he actually committed perjury? But they don't get the liver to say, we are going to disqualify you because how could you, he has questionable, he is a questionable person that is so mysterious that nobody actually knows him until the day he appeared at Muritala International Airport to Abinkon in Lagos, with one way ticket to Chicago. That was the day his life and his existence, was able to attract. Everything before then, nobody knows anything. All cooked up, all made up. But in the INEC, whatever nonsense, DSS, you see, if you, by their law, if you want to run for any office, their DSS and so many other organizations, they are going to investigate you so much. That's what their law says, okay? Before your face can even appear in any political competition. Do you get that now? They must have investigated you, realize that you are not. But look at all the criminals that are destroying and ruining you. Would you say they are DSS? Also verify them. Would you say they are DSS? A journalist investigated the call, exposed everything to us, free of charge, on a platter. People destroying people that are not different from Al-Qaeda People's Congress, APC. They just kept quiet. They were looking at us. Now that they are now using the SPV of Atiku Ole against him as well, which is really not going to be anything anyway, just some damage and all of that they will do, right? By their standard, there is nobody investigating anybody, no matter how real, even if you dump all this evidence, right? Dump all the evidence in front of the EFCC office, in front of the police office, in front of their judges and all of that, they won't count for anything because Nigeria is a crime scene. Nigerians are the only people on the surface of the earth, right, that are proud of criminals leading them. They are proud of the damages and ruins they are doing because they are Nigerians. Hypocrites. So PDP now want to use what we have already flung out there on many occasions, and then the Lagos Sabobakus, the ass lickers, the crumb eaters, the crumb chasers, the all risers. They are confident that nothing is going to happen. They are the same people who said that even if you show them video of Tifnumbu, of Bokuwari, of all these criminals who are like walking out of the Central Bank of Nigeria with loaded cash, right? They will still support them because they are better. So how do you explain that? So PDP now want to use, they are looking for you in America. They are looking for Atiku in America too. They are looking for majority of you criminals in America. And that's what you enjoy. Immunity from prosecution. And that is why your politics in Nigeria is what? Just a business, Abi? Now, let me take you back to that London where somebody asked a simple question. Maybe the way the person phrased the question could be a little bit annoying. But at the same time, it is just to trigger the bigotry that they love to hide. The frauduria and Nigeria that they love to pretend that they actually care about. Mind you, when they asked Kwankwaso in London yesterday, would you step down for Obi? Baba just went on a serious tirade, but I didn't give you the full clip. I've got the full clip now, and I want to start from there before we go to Remi Werepe, that is asking you to risk the next 4 years of your life. If you are not happy with the way Kolu is doing it, please don't support him again. As if to say they didn't say that to you. When they said that once Bokuwari didn't perform, you go vote him out. 2019, what happened? They'll go kill you, ni Abi. Here you know. And then you go see them, they go become what's with this thing? They will become disabled with four fingers. Abi. And there's a 4 + 4. 4 + 4. I want now, before I come back to Remi Werepe, let me quickly replay that scene in London, the full clip of it, where this entitled quota system PhD holder, a rogue, who actually feels like he is born to rule. I'm talking about the Kwankwaso. Kwankwaso is actually a place in Kano. These are a bunch of grown-up alimajiris, right? They got rewarded eventually by the system, right? The system that they are practicing in northern Nigeria, which Nigeria indeed is funding, is a product of that alimajiri. So when you see anybody, when they say Rabiu Shokoto, and they say they don't know where he come from, but he grew up in Shokoto, so they will just say Kabiru Shokoto, Rabiu Kwankwaso, Ganduje, Nasarawa, all those names, right? There are many in northern. They are alimajiri children who finally kind of broke through the whole system, and they ended up having to maintain the status quo. Okay, but again, I call them the entitled, this elite, this northern elite. We know how they all got to wherever they are in every standard. So when you now listen to this guy who never worked in his life, by the way, there's something about Nigerian politicians as well, right? If you look at majority of your politicians, they have never been successful in anything. No, they have never. Some of them who said that they actually had jobs before they joined politics. Some of them didn't have any jobs. Some will say they were doing business. Some were like 419, fraudsters and all of that, right? But pay attention very well to those ones who have professional titles in their names, doctor, professor. They have never really worked any real job in their lives. Ngige was a doctor. But how many people can say this is the particular medicine that Ngige was practicing? And you know what I mean? Or who else is there? Professor Pastor Ruga, that they said is a lawyer. Professor of law, Pastor Ruga. How many court cases of either national or international standards have you actually seen his name penned to? They say, oh, he won this case, so he's a lawyer, or he won a case, so no. How many? Some will tell you I'm engineer this and that. Go and check which construction company, which engineering firm, successful local engineering firm in Nigeria, would you see any of your politicians come from that you can look back and say, oh yeah, they are all fraud, they are all failures from their lives. Politics is just a way of getting back on. Then they can then begin to flaunt useless titles. Abi? That's what happened to this one. Kwankwaso in London. You go step down, you know, go step down. The way they lose them. Listen to the full clip.
The issue of labor, you see, that's the problem we have. The gentleman who stood up there, I'm sure he comes from a particular group or a region without even asking him, just because you saw, if you have a party which is based on ethnicity and religion, that's the difference between Labour Party and, of course, our party, which is a national party, New Nigeria People's Party. Now, we want, please, you see, while we are accusing leaders of being one thing or the other negative, I think the followers also must learn how to be Nigerians, not coming from one part of the country. Let me say that I was one of those initially wanting to work together with Labour Party. But unfortunately, at that time, Labour Party was under very serious media hype, and therefore they could not see reason. And you still not see reason that I will withdraw. I wish you didn't go to that extent. You would have said that to work with Labour or to work with APC or PDP, that would have been more responsible. But you cannot come to London. Maybe people who are here don't even know what is happening. And I want to say that our party, NNPP, is the only growing party in Nigeria today. We have seen the maximum any party, especially the party you mentioned, Labour, to us is like Andrew's Labour salt. Just came, prrr, now it's coming down. That's the reality. Just take note of it. And of course, NNPP, our party, is the only party that is now getting support. Forget about big people who are the actual problem of our country. But supporters at grassroots level, we are the only party today. And mark you, we have succeeded in locking northern Nigeria today in terms of votes, in terms of support. Now we are working in the southern part of the country. And for us, the difference between north and south is that north know us more than southern part of the country. If you are from the north, I'm sure you wouldn't have made that statement for Kwankwaso to withdraw for Labour Party. You should go and look at my credentials, my brother. I am a PhD holder in civil engineering. And check your candidate, what he has. I have been in the system for over 30 years now. I have been a civil servant for 17 years. I wasn't a trader, civil servant for 17 years. I was Deputy Speaker of the House of Reps in 1992. I was in the Constitutional Conference elected delegate. I was governor of Kano State for 8 years, and so on and so. I was in the Senate, and so on and so forth. So when we sat down, what I told them is what I will tell you. Okay. If anybody wants to Kwankwaso to withdraw, let's bring criteria and select the best. Anytime I have any better candidate, I'm ready to talk to him. Thank you very much.
Now let us quickly, because that's how they do it, okay? And make it look like he just said something reasonable. Of course, a lot of people know that he was talking about Dadash, right? But for the sake of those who can easily get swayed by a joke like that, so this is a fact from fiction. In Nigeria, we have something called quota system. Okay, this quota system was put in place by the then, by the then government when they forced Nigeria to become one country after 1966. Now, that quota system in Nigeria is a system whereby some part of northern Nigeria, right, are given a below average level of cut off, or should I say, measurement in everything. Because according to those people in that era, they said the brains of an average northerner is not as, it's not as improved as that of, or should I say, it's not as active or smart as that of southerners. You won't believe this, so I'm telling you history now. This is history. The reason why, and they said that the southern part of Nigeria and the people there, they have gone far when it comes to their access and successes on Western education. So for northern Nigeria to be able to cope and participate equally in what is called federal character in Nigeria. What is federal character? Federal character is that Nigeria as a country, as a federal system, comprises of other 36 component states. Okay? Now, all these states are supposed to be semi-independent of the center, but they are not. Okay, that's another one. However, the federal character then was that, how do you make sure that in everything that will have to be done as federal government of Nigeria, must be, the people from all parts of that Nigeria must be equally, evenly represented in anything, everything. That is called what is called the federal character. So politics, so government, so parastatals, so MD, they call them MDAs, ministry, departments, and agencies, police, all everything that has to do with federal. If you are doing something in your own small state, that's yours. Do what you like there, but they expect you to replicate that federal character and make it a state character as well. Because in your state, it is never of one ethnic nationality alone. You get what I mean? Now, for the northern Nigeria to be able to cope and have representatives in the places that are going to be their own slot, right? Then academically, they cannot match with the southerners. So therefore, everything about them must come with a little bit of support. It's not even a little bit, a huge one. So, that's where the quota system comes in. Whenever they want to recruit children into schools, when it's there, they call it a unity schools. See, the federal schools in Nigeria, universities or secondary schools or primary schools or in Nigeria, where they call them unity schools. That's federal schools, okay? Where the quota system comes in is that when your own child wants to gain access or admission into any federal institutions, schools, or anywhere, this is school now, school from childhood to kekereo. A southern children knows that he or she is going to be, he and she, the southern children are going to be placed on a higher pedestal of judgment or measurement. The children from northern Nigeria are to be put at the lowest of the lowest. It was so insulting, right? This criminal politician from northern Nigeria. It was so insulting that they degraded, they underrated, they subjugated their supposed people that they are representing in Nigeria, that they even made law about it. Quota system. Imagine you representing your people, and you are saying that our people can never cope with the rest of Nigeria. They are going to cheat us. If we do any exam, they're going to beat us. Can you believe that? So because of that, they must be given preferential treatment. This is now how the likes of Kwankwaso, engineer that never constructed anything. You get civil servant that never created wealth. That is why in northern Nigeria, when you hear about civil service, federal civil service in northern Nigeria, people don't work. Will you believe that? There are so many states in northern Nigeria and their local government areas that people are like, they just come there last Friday of the month when they are called that salary don't come, come and collect your salary. I'm not joking. When you go and look at it now, when your children finally gain admission, your child may have to deal with for primary schools. So they may say, oh, Unity School, you need 100 marks to gain access. While your own child is not qualified, scoring 75. A child in northern Nigeria can score 2. And they will give, because they have to fill in that quota, northern quota. That's where the word quota system comes from. Southern quotas, northern quota. How many quotas for the north? How many quotas for the south? So what is the scaling for the south? What is this, you know what I mean? That's where the quota system comes in. So when you now finish that, right? If you want to gain access to get jobs into federal establishments like police, like immigration, defense, military, you want to gain access into the departments and all of those areas, right? Once you are from southern Nigeria, you would have to be the second to be considered. It doesn't matter how good you are. Believe me, that's how it works. Now, when they now do all those employments, and it is time to appoint the head for those departments, this or that, that's when you begin to see the reality of quota system. There is a guy in House of in fact, see. Now, as it is, look at that engineer. Is civil engineer. He never created any wealth. All his life, he has been living off government. You can easily say he's a civil servant. The most corrupt people in Nigeria, for real, are the Nigerian civil servants. Your mama, your papa, that are senior secretary in different ministry all over the place, they are thieves. You know that. Your mama, your papa, your uncles and aunties, their salary is 450,000 naira, but they already have like about 50 houses. They have shops, they have stores, they go on vacation, family vacation, just anyhow. But the salary is just 450,000 naira. But you don't know that your family member, your family, that woman in your family, that man in your family is a thief. And that's exactly where a reason why politicians could get away with all the looting. Who are those perfecting the book for them? The civil servant. This Kwankwaso, a civil servant. He said for 17 years. Atiku Abubakar, a civil servant. Right? But these are the civil servants who came out with so much money that they could run for office and become, So he became governor. He didn't create any wealth. But you see, if you are from southern Nigeria, it doesn't matter what you have achieved. Listen to me, except if you are not really interested. Except if you are not really interested in joining them in looting Nigeria or joining them in gaining anything you can gain from this whole system. Take and run away. Leave all of them there. Pretend that you like them. You know what I mean? If you are from southern Nigeria and you want something from Nigeria, Baba, you have to make friends from northern Nigeria. Everybody is Nigerian, Abi. We are all Nigerians, Abi. If you want something, and that something has to do with federal, when they say federal, even those you believe that you have the connection in Yoruba, who seems to have the weight in Yoruba land, for example, if it has to do with federal, they would have to call their own contact and friend that they are loyal to in northern Nigeria. Ranka Dede Alaji, how are you? I'm going to send somebody to you. That's how you can get anything in Nigeria. This is true. And they've normalized it. They will tell you, if you want to become anything in Nigeria, you should watch what you say about northern Nigeria. If not, just forget it. That's Nigeria. That's the real Nigeria. Some of us would rather, as they say in Yoruba land, kakakia dobale fungambari uma fe beta karojuku. Awolowo ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. And what Awolowo meant was that Yorubas should be shoulder to shoulder with any nation on earth, any people, any group of, any ethnic, you know what I mean? You don't have to bend a knee just because you are currying a favor. From who? You better die. That's why the likes of Tinubu and co, they are better dead than what they are doing. Seriously, I don't wish him death, though. I'm just saying. Kakaka dobale fun Gambari, oni kakuku roju kalo rojuku. But look at all the Yoruba criminal politicians today. Before you know it, some of them will quickly convert to Islam. They don't mean it, but to get a favor. Some of them will begin to, some are giving their children to marry the children of other thieves from northern Nigeria. You know why? You can't get anything for real. You can try. And that is why Kwankwaso look at that Obi. Now look at Obi on the other hand. True story. The guy was living in London, in UK. He was making good money as a investment banker. Investment banker who made so much money that he was able to become a board member of 3 different banks in Nigeria. He has so much money. Do you get that? Then they said, he told his story, he said, one day he was somewhere, and then one of these Igbo, respected leaders saw him and he said, Peter, why don't you come and contest and be a governor? He told his own story. So he made his money. He created jobs. He created wealth for real. That's what he does, investment banker. When he joined politics, then he became the targeted enemy of everyone that said they love Nigeria. We are one Nigeria. But that one, an Igbo man. No, we can't trust that Igbo man. I'm sorry, my brother. No. He's a thief. He's this or that. But he told you, he said, if you have seen him taking any money, this is the ideal time to say it to the world, and he will stop running. Nobody came up with that. The guy did this 8 years. After everybody that, everyone that worked with him, that he brought in into his government, most of them are not politicians. Immediately they finished. They disappeared. They've done their job, and they've done what he believed that it was the contract he had with Anambra people. He left. But you see the likes of Kwankwaso, the career, Quota, civil engineer, living off the system, pretending to be helping the people they are actually making poorer and poorer. 1992, he said he was a deputy speaker. I don't know that. But I know that of 2003. When him and Bafarawa, wait to be that one name. I don't know. Yeah. He became governor twice. And under Obasanjo, he was minister. That is true. Defense. He was filling the space of the Quota space as well. Not that he did anything extraordinary that could be like, say, oh, wow. Together, defense minister. Then what else? Then he became governor of Kano State. Kano. Well, I mean, it was meant to be one of the epicenter of the commercial activities of northern Nigeria. Yeah? But he's been at the tug of war. And I also remember the role he played too. In 2014, 2015, when they told us that $20 billion was missing. Sanusi, you remember the guy? Then he ran away. Then he ran back. Then something happened. Kano Emir died. And boom, Sanusi Emir designate. Nobody can arrest Sanusi for the corruption of over 8 billion naira that they said Sanusi stole himself. That Emir with the bed sheet over his head. Oh. We know all the roles they play, the entitlement they have, and if somebody like that now turn around and look at you and say, he's just a trader because he's from southern Nigeria, you will never tell me that question. You never ask me that question if you are from northern Nigeria, because Nigeria is by regions, and these regions are always registered in our hearts, even if Nigeria continues to tell us to ignore them. Nigeria first, fuck off. Nigeria first, score. So, if the likes of Kwankwaso, who has been so favored, by the quota system. It never created any wealth, never created real job. Whatever they have created are always been the avenue to what? To steal whatever they can steal from the system whenever they have the chance. So that's how they talk down on you. You want to be president of Nigeria, talk down on you. Nobody accepted him. And he also said, the Obidients, you are like Andrew Liver sorts. They say your noise don't they go down. That's why I realized that the guy is wounded. He's lying. I'll show you something. This is Niger State, Babangida State.
LP, Peter Bitontias, we see you. Come on. Papa Bitontias is here. LP, Peter Bitontias, we see you. Come on.
Let's leave it at that. And let's go back to Remi Werekwe. Yesterday in Owerri. Remi Werekwe is the wife of Tinubu, the APC, Egbe presidential candidate. You see, normally, every time somebody mentioned Remi Werekwe, or every time I kind of remember Remi Werekwe, all I remember about, there are two things. There are many, but two things that comes to mind. The time when Remi Werekwe was talking down on this disabled voter who happened to be an Igbo in Lagos, and she was like, "We don't trust you. We don't trust you, Igbos. We don't trust you, Igbos." This was the time when people were like, they are not going to support Bokuwario, right? But you see, the one that actually comes to mind mostly, every time I remember Remi Werekwe, that's why what I'm going to say next, right, is going to make sense to you, okay? It's going to make sense to you. If I think Remi, now this thing. Just because they said they won't vote for Bokuwari. Did you see that entitlement? I'm sorry if you don't understand Yoruba, but I'll tell you what she was saying. That that lady, born and bred in Lagos. Let me ask you one question, by the way, a very quick one, okay? That's your family member, that is living in America or outside Nigeria right now, right? Who have their children outside Nigeria, okay? What do you call them to start with? Like, they are Yorubas, so let's start with that. They are still Yorubas. We want to be that. We did say they are not, but oh yeah, we. But here is another one. The fact that their parents are like, in fact, don't let me even confuse you more. I don't want to confuse you. But let's put it this way. For those of us who grew up in Lagos, right? And from childhood, you've added this boy, that grew up with you, this girl that grew up with you, went to school together and all of them and all that. would you call them Lagosians if they are not Igbos? If they are like, for example, right? Let's say you are from Ogun State. I'm Ijebu now, right? And I have a lot of my families in Lagos. Sure you get. Yeah. And I would kind of believe that I'm also Lagosian. Anybody who lives in anywhere that much, and they have the chance of voting in a place, would you not think they are actually part of you? Maiyegun Hausa is Hausa, Igbo is Igbo. No, everybody should go back to where they come from. I like that. And that's the entitlement that is in the mindset of the likes of Remi Werepe. That is likely going to be the wife of the president of Nigeria. I just wanted to pick out the mindset from this, because I know some of you, you think you are right, Abby? That's brilliant. So when you have that kind of mindset towards a certain ethnic nationality in Nigeria, isn't it all right? Or isn't it the right thing to do to support them to leave Nigeria? Like, if people who are preaching one Nigeria, lying to you, saying all the sweetest things that you want to hear, but their actions, their act, their doings contradicts everything they say, isn't it better to just save everybody the trauma? I'm talking to you as a Yoruba now, okay? Like, everywhere you hear about Biafra, the Igbos want to leave, and even though you don't have anything to do about it, you don't have any say about it, okay? Whether the Igbos leave or they stay, it's not your making as a Yoruba man. Same thing with the Yorubas. Do you get that now? It's not anybody's say when we leave or whether we leave or not. It has to be us, Abi. But I'm just saying, isn't it better, as a Yoruba man who feel like how Remi Werepe feels? We gave you house, we gave you land, we gave you food, we gave you this, we gave you air to breathe, we gave you a sun to dry your clothes, and all of that stuff. But you people are ungrateful to us. You always say you want to leave. Isn't it better, ideal, to stop pretending that there is anything wrong like Nigeria when you have that kind of mindset? No? Or you don't get what I'm saying? Anyway, don't worry. Here is the deal. There is no one Nigeria. What we have is many Nigerias. The Igbos are the most, they are the most endangered ethnic nationalities in Nigeria, followed by the Yorubas, followed by the Hausas, followed by like that, category by category, because I know those who have become the victims outside the space of those who are committing this terrorism across Nigeria. Yeah. Anyway, despite these old killings, despite this old division and all of that, the mindset of those who are preaching one Nigeria to you, those who are preaching unity, progress, and all of that, their real mind has nothing, is in total, contrast to all they are saying. I can see that. I smell that all the time, but here you are. Can you please take a gamble of another 4 years by bringing in a Kolu, my husband? If he failed to deliver, you can decide to vote him out in 2027. You have another 4 years of your life. Remi Werepe is just being nice. She doesn't really need to ask you. They will take whatever they will take. It now depends on you, if you are going to let go. That's all on you. So they were in Imo State yesterday. Their entourage. You got to see Aisha. She mad pass anyone. Oh. She mad gone you. Do you understand? And then she was also mentioned in the court documents of the drug dealing of her husband in Chicago in the early 90s. She was mentioned there. She opened an account as well. She opened some accounts that they used in laundering some of the heroin money. She was mentioned there. She no be just any person. Oh, Pablo, as you see Pablo, when they say he's a don, he's a don. All right? It's just unfortunate that the donship is not actually for anything progressive but themselves. I mean, look at the kind of all these old men that are actually standing in front of you young people telling you they are going to fix your future. Is that how bad things have become with the mental state? I mean, with the state of mental health of some of you? Because sometimes I sit back, I just feel like, Mugal, these old haggard men and women. The last time they were in Ilorin, you know what happened? When they were singing in Ilorin and the rest, yeah? Some of you said that they were giving them 2,000, 3,000, right? Some people were not given anything. They were offered their bread, loaf of bread, and then pure water. You see all those crowds you see everywhere. About Nigeria to Daru. Nigeria to finish.
This is fucking happening live in the Ilorin campaign. You can see. This is fucking happening live in the Ilorin campaign. You can see. Where me go from my airport? Look at them, look at them. Hey! Hey! Wow! Hey! 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 Oh, yeah, yo, yeah. See Nigeria.
That's a learning. And some of those people are the ones that will also come on social media and tell you, shut up your mouth. Tinubu will rule you and you will. They can't even put your bread, your loaf of bread inside bag. To at least provide some hygiene, something that go get to the, because you are just statistics. To them, you are too many. Some of you should just eat, chop poison. You just, after election, apart from election where they need your numbers, you are useless. You are not useful. But some of you don't know that that's actually how they treat you. They say Facebook. I've never see. I don't know. I've not stayed there for too long anyway, but maybe I have. You will see this suffer-head idiot on social media. They are talking about Facebook free mode. We are burning our data. They have made them so poor that people have learned how to manage and undo poverty in their own way, that they are actually so comfortable in that poverty. They are destroying you and ruining you every now and then. They have no respect for you. No respect for who you are. You are just number to them. Give you bread. They can't even put it in the bag and say, yeah, put the bread in the bag for them. They put them, they were under the sun for hours, shouting on your mandate, after collecting 1,000 naira. And they told them, oh, there is this bread for you in that hall. Everybody queue. They couldn't queue. Look at them. Barbaric. Ilorin. And this is just the example of what they have turned our people into. Even worse. Look at it again.
This is fucking happening live in the Ilorin campaign. You can see. This is fucking happening live in the Ilorin campaign. You can see. When we drop out from my airport, look at them. Hey! Wow! Hey! Oh, yo, see Nigeria.
I don't know if I should feel sorry for them. I should just look on, because when you look at that video, the video you saw just now, that some of you just feel so pissed off right there now, oh God, has he got into this? About what's Jubelo? What you are saying is worse than that. So don't. If you haven't been there, just don't go, because I don't even know what to say to you. Then imagine young people that are subjected, even though, adults that are subjected to all of that. They are okay. They are happy in their suffering. They are born to suffer. They have been told so until fortune smile on them or luck smile on them from the people who made them poor. When they look and say, you have 100,000. Say, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, man. You have touched my life. You have changed my life. The same people who stole from you. So if, this was about 7 months ago or so, and this is the person giving them up. The person will put them under the sun. The person that they collected 1,000 naira to go and queue under the sun to shout mandate, our mandate, your mandate. And then to become animals. They have to feed from the floor. See, person where they motivate the ways. The Lagos Abobaku, Sabi, Ilorin Alimajiri, Sabina Oshogbo Alimajiri. See, person where they motivate them. I won't weary.
Our success is the future of this country. If it is food, we have enough to eat for ourselves and our children. If it is management of our family, we can do it for ourselves without seeing you. But we all say we must get together to rescue this country. Yes. So that the future of your children, my own grandchildren, and yours, we have a country they can be proud of. Our opposition, as we are asking them to go and vote, I have one secret for you. Let me ask the question. If you know you can win, will you fight and disrupt the vote? Eh? When you know you are sure to win, will you fight and disrupt the vote? No way. The opposition. Your job is not to stay and make sure that they fight alone, that they vote alone. Your job is to protect that vote, to make sure that anybody who wants to fight, you don't allow them to fight, because you know you are winning. You have everything to lose. Any vote they disrupt is your vote. Any vote they cancel may be your vote. So the job is not one getting people to vote, but getting people to protect that vote. Now listen to me.
Now listen to me. Motivational speaker. He is giving them, as he was giving them tactic, political, because it's all about winning. It's about winning for them. Let's win so that we can make more money. Farmers will make more money, and then all of that nonsense. Anyway, that's their motivational speaker. The person that is promising them that if after 4 years, do it things they won't do, make you no vote for him again. Reject him. That's what he said, by the way. Well, I mean, let me take you to Ibadan, where Atiku was in town. Very awkward. You know the story. You know the background, the story of what happened in Ibadan, in Oyo State, and what has been happening to Atiku lately, as they are asking that the EFCC, no, not EFCC, they are asking that the police should arrest Kolu and take him to America for the convention. Anyway, I think I'm going to just let Shore, because Shore was in Ibadan too. It was in Ibadan 2 days ago. Yeah, it was. Where he spoke about, where he spoke Yoruba at length. So before I take you to Atiku in Ibadan, and afterward, I'm going to take you to Obi in Niger, Mina. Yeah, Mina. I'll take you there too. Let's hear what Omoyele Shore, the vintage Shore of AAC, by the way. So go on.
Mo kí ẹ̀yin bàbá wa, ẹ̀yin ìyá wa, ẹ kí ẹ̀yin ọ̀dọ́ tí ẹ wà lórí ìjókòó. Mo fẹ́ tọrọ àforíjì lọ́wọ́ yín pé apẹ́dé díẹ̀. Ìlú Kano láti ń bọ̀, ládé sílùú Èkó làwa ń bọ̀ ní Ìbàdàn. Ṣẹ́yìn náà mọ bó ṣe jìnnà sí. Àmọ́ kí a tó bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ ọ̀rọ̀ nípa orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà, mo fẹ́ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ bàbá wa Adédayọ̀. Mo ti mọ̀ wọ́n láti 1992 sí 1993. Nígbà tí à ń jà fún ọ̀rọ̀ June 12, nígbà tí Alhaji MK Abiola tí wọ́n win election, táwọn ológun àti àwọn mọ̀dàrú káàkiri Nàìjíríà tí wọ́n sọ pé Abiola ò lè wọlé, Yorùbá ò lè jẹ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà. Ìgbà yẹn ni mo ti pàdé wọn. Mo ń béèrè lọ́wọ́ wọn lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé ṣé wọ́n ti bí ọmọ wọn tí wọ́n lókìkí sí tó ń pè ní macaroni ńgbà tí mo pàdé wọn ní wọn tí bí macaroni ńgbà yẹn pé 1993 ni wọ́n bí macaroni tí mọ̀ sí tí orúkọ ìtàgé wọn náà ń pè ní macaroni. Èmi ò ń ṣe ọmọ Yẹlé mọ́ pé kí n máa pera mi ní bàbá Yẹlé, torí èmi náà ti di bàbá, èmi náà ti bímọ. Àmọ́ nǹkan tí mo tún fẹ́ sọ ni pé ṣé rí ètò tí ẹ ṣe yóò ṣe pàtàkì sí àwa tí a jẹ́ ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí tí a mọ̀ sí káàárọ̀ jíire ní Oòduà Yorùbá. Torí pé nígbà tí àwọn bàbá wa tí wọ́n wà ní Afẹ́nifẹ́re tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ètò ọ̀rọ̀ ìdìbò yìí ṣe náà jí láàárọ̀ ọjọ́ kan wọ́n kàn mú candidate kan wọ́n ní candidate tí wọ́n nìyẹn anybody tó wà ní orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà wọn ò fẹ́ gbọ́rọ̀ sí wọn lẹ́nu mọ́ bó ṣe yẹ ká ṣe ní bí Yorùbá ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan nìyí pé kí á pe gbogbo àpapọ̀ Yorùbá kí á ṣe ètò ká mẹni tí a fẹ́ mú ká mẹni tí ètò ààrẹ tọ́ sí tí àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá tí wọ́n fẹ́ tì lẹ́yìn àmọ́ àwọn Afẹ́nifẹ́re wọn ò ṣe yẹn bàbá wa Adébánjọ ṣe náà kàn ṣe pàdé nínú pálọ̀ wọn ní candidate wọn ní kò ṣe bí Yorùbá ṣe ń ṣe nǹkan tí wọ́n nìyẹn ó yẹ kí ẹ gbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n ní wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà kí ẹ tẹ́ mọ̀ nǹkan tí wọ́n ní láti ṣe fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kẹ́tó ní pé ẹni báyìí báyìí la fẹ́ fi ṣe ló jẹ́ ti tiwa torí Yorùbá ti wà tipẹ́tipẹ́ orílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ìlú àwọn ọlọ́gbọ́n ni ńgbà táwọn òyìnbó gan dé sí ilẹ̀ Yorùbá kò rọrùn fún wọn láti mú ètò tí wọ́n wá sórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá ìdí ẹ̀ lẹ́ṣẹ̀ ń gbọ́ pé ńgbà kan wọ́n dé wọ́n gbà àwọn àgùdàdé tó mọ̀ sí Anglican gbà tó yá wọ́n tún lọ gbé Catholic wá bẹ́ẹ̀ ni àbí Catholic ló kọ́ dé nígbà tó ń gbé àwọn àgùdàdé àwọn Yorùbá ní pé ẹ lè máa tìwá sọ́tún tìwá sósì díẹ̀ lẹ́ṣẹ̀ ń gbọ́ òwe tó ń sọ pé àgùdà ò jẹ lábẹ́ Gẹ̀ẹ́sì iṣẹ́ àgùdà ń jẹ independence àwa Yorùbá la ṣe rí bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn Yorùbá àti àwọn kan tó wá nílẹ̀ India nìkan ní gbogbo àgbáyé ní òyìnbó ò lè fi ọwọ́ rọ́ sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ àwọn náà mọ̀ pé wọ́n pàdé àwọn orílẹ̀-èdè tó yàtọ̀ sí orílẹ̀-èdè ìdí ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe pàtàkì tó ṣe kókó ẹ ní bínú sí mi nítorí Yorùbá mi lè máa jágere bíi ti àwọn bàbá wa ṣé Yorùbá mi dà bí ò dà ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ òkúta. bí sẹ́ẹ̀rì kò sí èdè tó dùn tó èdè Yorùbá kò ṣe pé títorí pé mo jẹ́ Yorùbá àmọ́ tí n bá ń gbọ́ Yorùbá ó máa ń dùn mọ́ mi ìdí ẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ ni pé tí ò bá ń ṣe Yorùbá ẹni bá wá sílẹ̀ Yorùbá tí ò bá kọ́ Yorùbá kò lè gbọ́ Yorùbá Yorùbá kì í ṣe èdè nìkan àṣà ní Yorùbá ìdí ẹ̀ ni ó ṣe máa ń dùn wá àwa tá jẹ́ ọmọ kékeré tẹ́ bá rí i pé ẹnu Yorùbá ò papọ̀ bíi ti tẹ́lẹ̀ mọ́ ìdí ẹ̀ ni pé bí àwọn bàbá wa ṣe ń pa lówe pé ilé tó bá tòrò àwọn ọmọ àlebẹ̀ ni ò tí ì dàgbà ṣẹ́ẹ̀rí àwọn ọmọ ilẹ̀ alẹ́ Yorùbá wọ́n ti di ambassador s'Abuja tó parọ́ àwọn ọmọ àlẹ́ Yorùbá wọ́n ti jọba ìmínú wọn yahoo yahoo ni wọ́n àwọn ọmọ àlẹ́ Yorùbá ní ò jẹ́ ká Awólọ́wọ̀ ó jẹ ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí ẹ má parọ́ tọra wa jẹ àwọn ọmọ àlẹ́ Yorùbá ní ò jẹ́ ká Abíọ́lá di ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà after tí Abíọ́lá ti win election wọ́n lọ ń wo sinimá l'Àbújá ìmínú wọn lọ́balọ́ba wọ́n ní pé wọ́n ti mọ ìdí tí Abíọ́lá ṣe lè jẹ àwọn ọmọ àlẹ́ Yorùbá tó dàgbà ní ilé Yorùbá ò ṣe tòrò ìdí tí mo ṣe ń sọ pé ni pé olóòótọ́ lèmi o ẹ̀rù òdẹ̀ kì í bà mí torí èèyàn ò lè kú lẹ́ẹ̀mejì bẹ́ẹ̀ ìdí ẹ̀ lẹ́ṣẹ̀ rí pé ó dàbí pé ó yẹ ká nílọ síwájú àmọ́ tí a bá gbé ẹsẹ̀ kan síwájú ó dàbí pé à ń fi 6 àbí 10 sẹ́yìn ni torí ẹ̀ nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ṣe rí rúdurùdu ìgbà táwọn wà ń kékeré nígbà àwọn bàbá wa Awólọ́wọ̀ àwọn Ajásin free education ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ làwọn ṣe déwájú yín lénìí ńgbà tí wọ́n gbé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ dé sí ìlú wa ní ẹsẹ̀ odò ìlú mìíràn pè ní Kiribo ní Ondo State àwa ti fẹ́ lọ máa dá ẹmu tó bá jẹ́ pé wọ́n gbé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ dé orí ọ̀pẹ ni bá wà bá ṣe ń sọ̀rọ̀ yìí mi ò parọ́ fún yín àbí kí n máa pa ẹja àmọ́ ńgbà tí Awólọ́wọ̀ gbé ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ dé gbogbo àwọn tó wà nù gbó tó ń dẹ́mu tó ń pẹja tó ń dáko náà jáde síta tó wọ́n á lọ sílé ìwé ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yìí tẹ́ jókòó síbí yìí ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ ló gbé yín débi tí ẹ dé ètò òṣè ẹ̀kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ oríwòsàn ọ̀fẹ́ ìgbà yẹn omi tá à ń mú yìí tí wọ́n pè ní tap water kò sí nílẹ̀ Yorùbá tí ò sí tap water àbí mo parọ́ nígbà tí ó tún dìgbà kan wọ́n tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí kọ́ ilé ọ̀fẹ́ fún wa nílẹ̀ Yorùbá àwọn bàbá wa Jákàndé tí wọ́n ń pè ní bàbá kékeré ìgbà yẹn àwọn ọmọ alẹ́ ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ò tí ì dàgbà nísìnyí mo ṣe ń sọ wọ́n ti di ambassador àwọn náà lọ ń dé tó ń sọ pé kí ló ń jẹ́ kọ́ ọ̀fẹ́ tẹ́kọ̀ọ́ bá jọ́fẹ́ wọn ò ní mọ iye ẹ̀ kí ló ń jẹ́ wòsàn ọ̀fẹ́ tí wòsàn bá jọ́fẹ́ wọn ò ní máa dọ̀bálẹ̀ fún wa bí wọ́n ṣe di ẹni tí ó kó Yorùbá lẹ́rú ni ẹ̀ ọ́ ìdí ẹ̀ lẹ́ ṣe rí pé Yorùbá nation gan Yorùbá land wa ti wá di ẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni Ìjẹ̀bú ò gbọ́ ti Ẹ̀gbá mọ́ àwọn ará òkè gan ní Oǹdó àti Èkìtì petition tá à ń kọ́ wá à ń kọ́ petition mọ́ nítorí pé àwọn tí wọ́n ń ṣolórí wa àwọn kọ́ ló yẹ kó ń jẹ́ olórí wa ìdí tí mo ṣe wá síwájú yín lénìí ni mo lè dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn bàbá wa èmi tí mo wá síwájú yín lóòótọ́ ni mo wà lára àwọn ọmọ tí ó kéré jù nínú àwọn tí ó ń díje fún ààrẹ orílẹ̀-èdè Nàìjíríà àmọ́ ẹ má fi ojú kékeré wò mí nítorí kékeré lábẹ́rẹ́ kéré wọ́n ṣe nínú ìpàdé ẹ̀.
Show, man, the video is very long, so please, because of the time. But I actually enjoyed listening to him. I'm so sorry to everybody who didn't understand Yoruba. I have told you, okay, if you are in Nigeria today, right, and then you feel offended that somebody is speaking a language that you don't understand, even though they should be speaking it, right? I sympathize with you, okay? I'm also in that dilemma. I'll try and tell you what he was talking about, okay? But every time you feel that anger, that's the moment you should tell yourself that you should stop lying to yourself about one Nigeria. I have read somebody there who was saying that stop being tribalistic, Showore. Showore, why can't you speak the language that everybody understands? You wanted to be president. That's what I'm saying. Again, I sympathize with you. If Showore was speaking Igbo there, I wouldn't understand a jack from it. I can only use the idea to follow some keyword. If Showore was speaking Fufude or Hausa there just now, just like you, some of you didn't understand Yoruba, you see that rage you are feeling inside you is a rage to remind you to stop lying to yourself about one Nigeria. Once we take English out right now, we don't go understand ourselves anymore. You know it. So if that's such country where you have different languages, that people can say things that a lot of people won't understand, Baba, is it not the first thing to be done before you can call yourself a country? The first thing to be done is what? Is to come together under one agreement. You see, this is my language. I know they joke with Amo. You see, that's our language. So, you get condition that we actually say, now all of you agree to be a country. But there is no anywhere is written that you agree to be country together as a country. So when you listen to, if I listen to somebody now speaking Hausa and I can't get what he's saying, I don't get angry. Can you believe that? I don't get angry because whatever he's saying, if he can't say it in English, that means he's not addressing me, even if he's talking about Nigeria. And I'm not pained because I don't lie to myself as a one Nigerian. I'm a Yoruba man, Ijebu man, from Yoruba nation, a nation of 70 million people. Hello? If anybody speak language you don't understand, I just take my mind off it. That means it's not talking to me. I don't feel offended. But if you feel offended, if you feel somehow, I agree, it's okay. But isn't it also a sign to tell you that there is nothing called one Nigeria without the English from our own colonial master? Isn't that the first lie? It's okay. Showore, who got invited by that by that organization that called all the presidential candidates to come and talk to them in Ibadan. So Showore was telling the people there in Ibadan about how much Yoruba have lost ground, right? That the two prominent Yoruba sons who attempted to be Nigeria president, even when they are prominently qualified, those who kind of cut them off from becoming that president of Nigeria have always been the Yoruba elite as well. Then he gave example of Awolowo and Abiola. Then he went on to talk about education, talking about now that Yorubas, look at Yoruba land, look at everywhere, look at everything. The people who claim to be Yoruba leaders or representatives from Yoruba land today in the political space of Yoruba land are not supposed to be those representing Yoruba at all, because they are only representing themselves. That's what he said. He said they were the people that before them, in the days of Awolowo, days of Jakonde, right? The government of a Western region was able to build water supply system, public water, across all the Western region at the time. It was able to build standard, of that time, standard medical facilities that you could call tertiary health institutions back then. And he also said, look at education. He said, if not because of Awolowo's free education that came at a very right time to his own small village, Kiribo, in Ondo State, he, Omoyele Sowore, would have ended up being a palm wine tapper or a fisherman. You may never know him because of Awolowo's free education for the children of the poor. Quality one, at that time, back then, is the reason why Omoyele Sowore is educated today, is the reason why with the access to education that is had, right, he's been able to have access to more opportunities that made him who he is today. That's why he's telling them there. And he said, look at those who are now representing Yoruba land today. They are now telling people that education cannot be free, because once education is free, the people will not know the value. They will not value it. These people who actually saw free health care in Yoruba land when they were growing up, today they are now saying that if people are not paying through their noses for health care, they will not value it. And then what he said repeatedly is a very popular proverb in Yoruba land. They said, if a home is peaceful, it simply means the bastards in the family, they are still toddlers. Do you want me to say that again? There is a popular proverb in Yoruba. They say, if your home is peaceful, if a home is peaceful, it is simply because the bastards in the family are still toddlers. They are yet to grow up. So according to Sowore, the Yoruba bastards have now grown up to destroy all of the values of Yoruba land. And they want people to actually prostrate, to kneel down, so that they can get something like a drop of water drop into their mouth to survive. So Sowore, he said a lot. But I would advise you to please look out for that Showore's Ibadan visit. Okay. So, I hope that is fair. But let's go back to that same Ibadan, where Keneri Dino, the entertainer, with Atiku, the unifier, were there to mesmerize the people of Ibadan. We'll take it in parts. I think this is one.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. PDP! PDP!
Okowa will win Oyo State. Atiku Okowa will win Ogun State. Atiku Okowa will win Ondo State. Atiku Okowa will win Osun State. Atiku Okowa will win Ekiti State. The PDP will win the entire Southwest. I want to now invite the Southwest Coordinator of the National Association of Nigerian Students. He is here with the presidents of all the higher institutions in the southwestern Nigeria. Because of time, we are going to invite him, the coordinator, National Association of Nigerian Students, Southwest Zone, to come here with 3 presidents of student union across the West. They are here to present a certificate of endorsement of all the students of the Southwest on Atiku Okowa ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give them a round of applause? On behalf of over 20 million Nigerian students in the southwestern Nigeria, they are going to speak and present this certificate of endorsement on behalf of the students across the southwest of Nigeria. Thank you.
And of the greatest Nigerian students, yo. Ever militant Nigerian students, yo. Ever articulate Nigerian students, yo. Greatest Gogo. Greatest Gbagba. Greatest Wikiwaga. I want to say, I want to talk, I want to deposit, I want to imagana, I want to articulate. Of the greatest Nigerian students, the incoming president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, by the special grace of God, come February 25. All the governors present here, February 23, apologies. All the executive governors present here today, and most importantly, the Oyo State governor, a performing governor, a man who has changed the face of the economy of Oyo State, a man who has changed the face of the educational system of Oyo State, in person of Engineer Seyi Makinde, greatest Nigerian students. Also, I want to give a very big thank you to a former speaker of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in person of Yakubu Dogara, for his tremendous effort in changing the educational system in Nigeria. We pray that God of heaven will continue to help you in the mighty name of Jesus. Greatest Nigerian students, we are here today to represent over 25 million Nigerian students, because enough is enough. Nigerian university students were at home for over 8 months. And you can't tell us you have a solution to a problem. You have a solution to a problem in which you are part of that government. That is why as Nigerian students, we are here to give our support to the next president of Nigeria. And that is why at this junction, I want the entire students present here and youth to join me to sing this song after the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. On your mandate we shall stand, Atiku. On your mandate we shall stand, Atiku. On your mandate, on your mandate, on your mandate we shall stand. We shall stand on your mandate. We shall stand. We shall stand on your mandate. We shall stand. We shall stand on your mandate. On your mandate, on your mandate, we shall. Greatest Nigerian students, probably you don't know what we are here to do today. If we need educational reform in Nigeria, vote Atiku. If you need a better economy in Nigeria, vote for Atiku. If you need a secured environment in Nigeria, vote for Atiku. That is why, Your Excellency, we are here to present to you.
Sorry, before you present that song, the song my younger brother just sang is majorly associated with expired politicians. That song, On Your Mandate We Shall Stand, is associated with those who put us in this trouble. The song you are going to sing for Atiku is going to be a different song. Abi no be so? Abe mo ko ri buruku lori yen. Ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Tó wá ti parí, àìṣà wa kọrin tó yẹ ká kọ fún Atiku Àtòkówà. Ọlọ́run ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Ẹ bá mi pàtẹ́wọ́ fún.
greatest Nigerian students, Your Excellency, on behalf of over 25 billion Southwest students, we are here to present this to you as a sign of our loyalty to you, as a sign that we are after good governance, as a sign that we are ready to use our PVC to vote you in come February 23rd. We are here to present to you on behalf of all the students in Ekiti State, Lagos State, Ogun State, Ondo State, Osun State, and Oyo State, a certificate of endorsement to Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, GCON, PDP presidential candidate 2023 general election, and the PDP vice presidential candidate, Dr. Ifeanyi Okowa, in recognition of your charismatic leadership, professional capabilities, selfless service to the nation, and philanthropic contribution to Nigerian students at large. On behalf of over 25 million students, sir, we are presenting this to you, and we say congratulations, sir. And come February 23rd, we shall use our PVC to vote you in. And luta continua!
A luta continua! A luta continua! A luta! A luta! A luta continua! Victoria! Victoria Asata! Victoria! Ah! Victoria! Victoria! Victoria Asata! Can we clap for Nigerian students? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to call on the Iroko tree. It is time to call on the mahogany. It is time to call on Okoyawo. It is time to call on the Agbalagba. It is time to call on the next president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, jam your hands together as I invite to the microphone Atiku Abubakar.
Somebody said that it's so cringy watching those who claim to be students displaying that kind of gutter, dirty. I'm trying to figure out what I can actually describe it as. A sort of okay. Maybe I shouldn't. But did you see where the guy, maybe unprepared, started singing Kolu's song at Atifu's funeral? I mean, at Atifu's rally. While I was listening to that and all of that nonsense he was talking, a young person, which is obviously because of money, right? Atiku, 25 million Southwest youth are going to vote for Atiku. You don't win, be that now. Waiting remain. Because of how much? 1 million, 2 million, maybe 10 million, 5 million. Because I know all the student union and all of that. But what came to my mind? This is what came to my mind. Today now, what is it? Okay.
I don't know whether I should say this. When you see, I'm sure you have been watching the campaign rallies. I watch it in the news. I don't know if you have noticed that two different people don't hold their campaign simultaneously in a town. Have you noticed that? You don't know why. Because majority of the crowd, majority are rented. So I come, I pay, you gather. After I've gone, another man comes, he pays, you gather. Somebody said, Daddy, you keep on saying that you haven't heard from God about who will win or who will. Maybe because there are several things occupying my mind.
Get you, Daddy, I get you. Others may not decode. Even if nothing in your mind, with the level of how Nigeria is going, there must be something on your mind, sir. I get it, but I'm coming back, sir. I pay, you gather. Somebody else pay, you gather. Another person pay, you gather. That man is an OG, not GO. He's right. Take a look at this one, so maybe we should dance.
Thank you very much.
One where somebody was actually playing live. I think that is Isiaka or something. Before I let you listen to Atiku, okay, it's very important. Let me replay the other one, okay? Watch this. Where people are there. You see that guy where they do like that? If it be like half payment, then give them first half. So if you come, you show up, we'll give you the other half. And the guy was just like trying to make sure that the person where they write their names, the guy who brought them, the guy doesn't disappear because everybody last, but let's go back to where they are dancing. Sorry, I wanted to show you that very much, yeah. Thank you very much.
Yes, I want to be.
ìbọn tí kú oko wà ní ẹ̀wọ́n sọ pé àwọn ọ̀dọ́ òun kan dúró náà àwọn ọ̀dọ́ òun kan fẹ́ẹ́ a máa pè wọ́n kò tí kan a máa pè wọ́n kò tí kan àwọn tó bì kan dúró àwọn tó bì kan dúró náà ojú Yorùbá kan dúró náà ẹgbọ́n sókè ojú Yorùbá kan dúró náà ìwà tí kù là ń fẹ́ pẹ̀lú ọgbọ́n wà là ń fẹ́ ojú Yorùbá kan dúró náà ó yẹ káyọ̀ tó fẹ́lẹ́ yìí ó lóyún pa Atiku lọ́mọ láàrin èrò òmòdìyẹ láàrin àṣà onílọ́yọ̀ ọmọ oyè báwọn apàtẹ́wọ́ wọlé ìdìbò fọwọ́ alọ́mọlọ́mọ náà ni Atiku ọmọlọ́mọ náà ni ọmọlọ́mọ láàrin èrò òmòdìyẹ láàrin àṣà onílọ́yọ̀ ọmọ oyè báwọn apàtẹ́wọ́ Atiku wọlé ìdìbò fọwọ́ ìlàjì ìlú ayé lé ìlàyílà ìlàjì ìlú ẹnà fìlà sókè ìlàjì ìlú ayé lé ìlàjì ìlú ayé lé ẹni bá wù kó gbọ́ ẹni bá wù kó gbà ó ìlàjì ìlú ayé gbogbo ẹni tí ó bá dùn wọn gbogbo sódà mẹ́lẹ́gbà ìlàjì ìlú ayé. Ìrèdè ooo ìrèdè ooo ìbò Atiku láò máa di ìrè ọ̀rẹ́dẹ̀ ọyọ ìbò Atiku ooo kò wá o ẹ bá gbé ìrèdè ooo gbogbo yọ ìrèdè ooo ẹjìnàjìnà ìrèdè ooo ìrèdè ooo ìbò Atiku láò máa di ìrè ọ̀rẹ́dẹ̀. Ìka Atiku ní ìṣẹ̀fẹ̀ o, ìka Atiku lẹ́wọ̀ máa tẹ̀, ìrè ọ̀lẹ́dẹ̀ Ìbàdàn, ìka Atiku lẹ́wọ̀ máa. Ìka Atiku lẹ́wọ̀ tẹ̀ ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń bọ̀ o, ìka Atiku lẹ́wọ̀ máa tẹ̀, ìrè ọ̀lẹ́dẹ̀ Oko wa. Ìka Atiku lẹ́wọ̀ máa tẹ̀ o, bóyá bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ìbò Atiku oko wa ní tó dájú. Yóò gbọ́ yín dára. Ẹ̀dùn ẹ máa ní pé bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni ẹlọ́run. Ẹ̀jẹ̀ ń gbọ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ni. Ìbò Atiku oko wà ní sódájú. February 25 wò ó. Ìbàdàn ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀.
I know. He should have added beat to it. Then you would have seen like, all those ones. But yeah, I just hope that their own situation will not end up like these ones that I showed to you earlier. The ones that followed the Kolu in Ilorin. I hope everybody collected their money, so that tomorrow I will not be showing the videos of them fighting, that they no pay them, or somebody no pay them balance. And the rest, or they fed them with loaf of bread and pure water.
Fucking happening live in the Ilorin campaign. You can see this is fucking happening live in the Ilorin campaign. You can see.
When we go back from my airport,
look at them. Hey. Wow. Hey. Oh, yeah, yo, yeah. See Nigeria.
I mean, let's listen to what Atiku told them for those who are going to benefit from him. What is it going to be like to be a beneficiary from the Atiku's SPV, Special Purpose Vehicles? If you want your life to change, Atiku said, you need to go and win your polling booth. You can get contracts, appointments, you go day. I mean, listen to the things he had to say anyway, not just that, too, just more.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. PDP! PDP! Power to the people. God bless you all. God bless you all. First of all, on behalf of the entire PDP family, we want to thank you for your support, which is evident here. You have been here all day in spite of the sunshine. So we thank you very much. That is a clear indication of support and loyalty. Now, the people of Oyo State, let me use this opportunity again to commend Governor Makinde and the PDP in Oyo State for making sure that this rally is well organized and well orchestrated. Now, this region of the Southwest has been known to agitate for restructuring. By restructuring, we mean giving more powers or giving more autonomy to the states and money. Do you understand that? Do you support that? Now, it is one of the 5 pillars of our program to make sure we implement restructuring, meaning that we give you more resources and more powers so that you can develop your respective zones and states, as well as your local government. This is a commitment. Again, we are committed to making sure that there are no more strikes in our university, meaning we will fund our universities and pay our teachers on time so that we don't have any disruptions to our academic activities. Now, Southwest is known to be also a business center. That's why in our economic program, we are committed to making sure that the industrialization of the Southwest is achieved and has the support of the federal government. This is a commitment. So there are 5 major commitments we made to the people of this country. The unity, we must make sure that there is inclusion. Every part of this country will be represented in our government, not like what the APC government is doing. This is number 1. And we also commit to make sure that we control or we take control of our security situation so that there is peace, law and order in every part of this country. These are commitments. It is not or unlike the commitments of the OPC in the last 7 to 8 years. Everything they have committed, they have failed to implement. You are living witnesses. Are you not? Are you not? Therefore, if you are living witnesses, this is an opportunity for you to vote out APC. Vote them out completely from top to bottom and from bottom down. And replace them with PDP from top to bottom and from bottom up. Therefore, I want to appeal to you, the people of Oyo State, to support PDP all the way, from top to bottom, and together we can march into victory and progress for our great country. We thank you very much for enjoying the sun heat. God bless you all. Let us make sure we vote for PDP so that together we can march to progress. PDP! PDP! Power to the people. God bless you all.
Thank you very much. Please. National anthem, please. National anthem.
70 years old man. Charade. Is that you? Jesus is Lord.
Atiku promised the people of Yoruba land in Ibadan He promised them restructuring. Here is something I need to quickly remind you of, by the way. Atiku has different message when he's talking to Yorubas from when he's speaking to the Igbos and from when he's speaking to the Northerners. According to Atiku, the last time he was speaking to the Northerners at Arewa House, and they were asking him, Ango Abdullah or somebody asked him, what he would do to protect the interest of the North if he becomes the president. And not long after, this was Atiku's response. It's a different one. Yoruba nation, Biafra, they are just absolute nonsense to Atiku, because his restructuring that he is proposing, he knows that's why he has to tell the Yorubas, we'll restructure Nigeria. I'll give you more money. I'll give you more power. Okay? That's what you want, Abi? But that's exactly not what he told the Hausas, the Northerners, which he is relying on to make him president, by the way.
Professor Ango, 35. And I have traversed the whole of this country. I know the whole of this country. I have built bridges across this country. I think what the average northerner needs is somebody who is from the north and who also understands the other parts of Nigeria and who has been able to build bridges across the rest of the country. This is what the northerner needs. He doesn't need a Yoruba candidate or an Igbo candidate. This is what the northerner needs. So I believe I stand before you as a pan-Nigerian of northern origin. Thank you very much.
So, he believed that at that point, what an average northerner need is somebody from the north who has built bridges across the south, somebody they can trust from the north. They don't need somebody who is a Yoruba candidate or Igbo candidate. In this regard, a Fulani man, a Muslim, will actually have to take over from another Fulani man, a Muslim from northern Nigeria, and to the Mr. Unifier. That is what Nigeria needs. And then you can say equity, justice and fairness, or equality, or what have you. That is what defines equality, equity, justice to the likes of Atiku. And he knows, when he met the Igbos, you know what he told them? He met with the Igbos and he said, I am the only way, the truth, the road, the visa to Aso Rock for all Igbos in Nigeria. Nobody goes to Aso Rock but through me. So the Igbos, listen, if you want to rule Nigeria, trust me, I am your best bet. Make me the next president and I can hand over to an Igbo man. He went to the German, or see, Wike is not a Joe. It's not a Shekiri. Wike is what? Opio. Sorry. Anyway, I know that Ubima Judas Iscariot. That one Amechi. That's from Ubima. Where Wike is from Ikwere. So they call him Ikwere Little Hitler. But we call him popularly as Were Wike. So Ikwere is Igbo, isn't it? But in Rivers State, Abi? Were Wike went to, Atiku went to Were Wike and said, support me. I'll make you the next president. to take the slot of the Igbos. Atiku came to the Yoruba land to tell them that he will restructure Nigeria. The same thing that Northern Nigeria said, restructuring Nigeria to what the Yorubas are demanding is actually like a call for war, because it's like Yorubas are trying to like secede from because we want to take charge of our everything. That's our own type of restructuring. They know that. That's why they are now promising the Yoruba Ulis, the Yoruba Onijekujes, Elebio to Fun Lawrence, elite, that me Atiku, don't worry, I'll give you more money. I'll give you more power. Okay? And that's somebody who doesn't even live in Nigeria. He lives in Dubai. Shuke. However, like I said, different message for different people. You can now set yourself up for that fraud. It's up to you. Today, Obi was in Niger State too. You've seen their crowd and all of that. I didn't have much time, but because I have actually let you listen to others tonight, it is ideal to have it on record. What did he tell them as well when he was in Niger State? That is Obi himself. And this image is not like, covering so much to show to you, the audience and all that. But let's listen to what you have to say before we call it a night.
All I want you to do is make sure you are recording what I'm saying. Our turnaround of Nigeria will start from Niger State. Because what we say we are going to do is to have agrarian revolution. And we cannot start a revolution without cultivating the land in Niger State. If we cultivate that land, you have job. You have opportunity. Today, for 24 years, all Nigeria has done is to produce poverty, to produce hunger, out of school children, misery, and our people being sick. That is what we want to turn around. We are promising you that Niger State will be secured. We will fight insecurity. Yes. Aisha told you the first step of government. And I'm telling you, without security, you cannot do anything. We will fight security. The enemy is no more formidable. Yes, sir. The criminals are no more formidable than government. It is because we don't have leadership. We don't have coordination. We will have government this time. Daddy and I will be in charge. You will not find us wanting. Amen. We assure you that we will come to Niger State. We will not remain in Abuja. Yes. The airport here, you know how the airport in Niger was constructed? It was meant to be an offshoot of Abuja Airport. Today is dead. We will use here to show that Nigeria can feed itself. Yes. Even India can feed itself. Nigeria can do it. We assure you that all those factories, all those facilities in Nigeria is dead, will come back alive. Documentary talked about power. We've said it. I said in Chatham House, we will declare war on power. We will declare war on power. Nigerians will have power. We can't talk about production without power. We talked about the education, no more ASUU strike. 4 years will be 4 years. And we will make sure that all those schools they say across in Niger, nobody will be a refugee in his own country.
Amen.
No IDP camp.
Yes,
nobody will be killed unnecessarily. Anybody who does it will get the person and he will face the law. We are not going to take chances. But most importantly, you have food on your table. That is what we want to do. We want to change here. Don't vote for them. They will come. They will give you money. The money they are giving you is their money they have stolen. Take it and vote for us. It's your money. Take it and vote for us. It's not their money. They've been taking it. They've been stealing it. Next year's election will not be on tribe. It will not be about ethnicity. Because there's no place nothing has buy bread cheaper. Is there any place they buy bread cheaper in the north? Is there any place they buy cheaper in the south? It won't be about religion. There's no place Christians or Muslims buy bread cheaper. Show me a mosque where they buy bread cheaper. I will go there and buy it. Show me a church where they buy it cheaper. Today they are killing the priests. Tomorrow they can start killing the imams. We want to stop it. We want to stop the kidnapping. We want to stop the banditry. We assure you all those things will change. We will change Nigeria. It will not be by my turn. It's your turn to take back your country. We want you to vote people. We want you to vote people who will have their name. Is your turn. Yes, sir. And that turn you want us to represent you. We are representing your turn. And that is your turn. It's because it's you that we want to save. We want you to vote people who have character. You know that. You know what he does for a living. He made his own money. He didn't see government money. Goes to university. We know where he went to school. We know his name. We know his age. We know everything about him. You know me. You know where I am. You know everything. So people they contest, we don't know me. Competence. Yes, sir. And that they are qualified to do this job. We agree with you. We know what it takes to change Nigeria. Yes, sir. I've governed the state for 8 years. Yes, sir. He won an award as the best blended development goal, the best state in performance. He's there. He's by United Nations. He's not by Nigeria. I have governed the state. I did not owe pension for 1 day. Yes, sir. I did not owe salary 1 day. Yes, I did not owe gratuity for 1 day. Yes, those who were being owed before I came, I paid them off. Yes, above all, I'm the only one who have finished and left. Nobody have left the amount 10%. Yes, on what I've left. Yes, I left 75 billion naira. Yes, never borrowed anyone. Yes, that's what we want to do. Today, all they do is borrow money. Snake will swallow it today. Tomorrow go to eat it. Tomorrow this will eat it. We don't want. We want snake to be snake. We want snake to be snake. God to be God. We want to be human being our money so we can use it to help you. Nobody will swallow it again. You will find them. You can see, and they have been walking around since morning. It requires physical and mental energy. You know the chairman, which one is the ruling party? The chairman is 75 years. The other one, what is his name? The chairman is 71 years. The chairman is 52. We are going to, small time you go reach you. When they say, tomorrow is what?
Yes.
Leaders of tomorrow. Yes. We don't come down there. Yeah. If you combine the two of us, divide into two, we have 57. If you combine the other one, now 70. Combine the other one, we don't know their age. We don't hear with our wives. Yes. Make you verify everything. Go and look for your PVC. We want to change Nigeria.
I told you people, I said their gloves are off. So if you want to follow them, follow them. No, don't add the emotion. If you get emotion to share, me I no get. You see those people where they shout, guys, that was me now, Niger State. Okay? This whole thing, when a wahala they cook, wahala is cooking. And I don't think that some of you actually know that wahala is cooking. Let me show you something. But before that, you see that one where they shout, gas Guyane. Now people like this, you'll see them.
kuma to Allah muna ƙara kira ya zama to al'ummar da take tsakiyar filin nan Muhammad barka da zuwa malam Sani kuma muna maka barka da zuwa wannan taro wanda kuka tawo tare da shi mai girma
Niger State, yo. That is not Anambra. It's not Owerri. But they would like to make you understand that nobody will welcome Obi, an Igbo man in northern Nigeria. You see why I'm calling this my page diary? A lot of things are going to come to light because you know what I do? I don't leave my information in pieces, right? I bring all of them in pieces. I bring them together as a whole to help you have all the answers you want, or possibly an insight into what you want to know from here by bringing all of this content together into a single place, right? They will tell you an Igbo man will be Igbo man, this or that. It's not, all right? They even do one area view. Look at this one.
Not Louis production. It's our only for president, obedient. Obedient, I'm obedient. It's our only for president, obedient.
So they were in Kaduna. They are now in Niger. What they did in Kaduna yesterday is them launching their northern Nigeria campaign. So they went to Niger today. So if people are telling you that it is just social media noise, and I'm not saying they can actually, I'm not saying they can win or they can't. What I'm saying is that if you continue to say they are nothing and nothing, you have intentionally blinded or put a sort of a veil over your mind because it is so hard for you to accept that now wahala they brew so now wahala me they see so obedient to tell you we are seeing victory. I like victory. It's just that not that of Nigeria because you should be careful of what you are wishing for. However, trouble me they see trouble. A lot of people will not believe what will happen to them on the 23rd, I mean, 25th of February, your charade, if they don't postpone it or cancel it. And that's why I'm saying that now trouble, the shock will go up from some certain places, maybe too much to handle for some people, that they will just start the riot early enough. Let me show you something. The way Nigeria charade is going now, they said it is going to be the replay of 1979, 1979 presidential election in Nigeria, when something like this happened, where nobody could be actually be projected, right, to be able to defeat anyone in true sense of it. In all of their polls in Nigeria, Obi is leading all of them. Whether you want to call them fake, whether you want to call them unreal, but the fact is that the fact that he could make it through and surpass the like of Tinubu and Atiku, even if you are denying it, it is real. In 1979, where Shagari, Awolowo, Azikiwe, Aminu, and Waziri became the prominent presidential candidates, in 1979, Awolowo was a favorite to become the president of Nigeria at the time, but something happened. Shehu Shagari, grade 2 teacher, Shehu Shagari, is the one the military establishment wanted to succeed Obasanjo. So they had to cook up this whole thing that the country was so bad and badly managed, by the military at the time, that people knew that Shagari was their candidate. Shagari stood no chance against Awolowo. Okay? But when the election started and done, Shagari scored, see that, Shagari scored 5.6 million. Awolowo scored 5. Where's that again? Yeah, Awolowo scored 29% of the vote, 4.9. Azikiwe scored 2.8. Aminu Kano scored 1.7. And Waziri scored 1.6 million. Now, this was when they used the 2/3 majority to rig Awolowo and shortchanged him. This whole thing entered tribunal. It entered tribunal and they said 2/3 of 19. Now, I don't want to go fully into that, but this is the election result of 1979, okay? And what happened for those who are students of history, Today, Obi, who has no structure, as they were saying, is a leading presidential candidate in Nigeria. Is leading in majority of those regions that PDP used to control. Now, if you are ignoring all of this because APC and PDP have messed up your brain so much for you to see through. See, what will happen then is this. They would have to either use, what do you call it? They would have to use the power of incumbency to rig Kolu in with the way the situation is going. It will be so close that, in fact, the likes of Bokwari and gang, they may not be able to swallow the reality that somebody like Obi from nowhere is coming to pull it off. And then they will just, let the military take it over. I know Obidients are so confident. You guys are overconfident. You should study history. Just read your history so that you can learn from it and get ready for what is likely to happen. Whatever you're witnessing today in Nigeria is not new, okay? But the establishment always find its way around it, okay? To always stop it up. So that everything you have done and all of that will just come to nothing. And you move on from there and the status quo remain. That's why I said now while I see, even if you know one fight, when this whole thing goes down, with all the statistics that we are actually laying our hands on, me go they remind you. Okay? Everything. When they try to muscle you out, for those of you who are ruling him out, you have no idea how deep this has gone. Well, I don't have an idea too. I think I don't too. But I thought I should bring that to your notice, okay? For those who are political students, history students, I want you to go back and read all those political histories now. 1979, you are likely witnessing 1979 again. That Shagari government that they finally forced on the people, they wanted to rig them in again in 1983. In fact, they rigged them in again in 1983. But that didn't last. Before Bokwari came and toppled them. And that happened in history to be the first time that democratically elected government in Nigeria was overthrown by military. Bokwari did that. There were those who brought Shagari, but they were so shocked with the level of corruption that pervaded that government. Awolowo, they threatened him with another jail. That Baba was like, no, I'm too old for all of this. You get that? That's what Nigeria is. You are going to pretend to be so close. Then they will do what they do best. Are you going to have to go away when they do that to you? Or you are going to actually push back? I go day here. Maiyegun, I go day here to make sure they remind you everything. Nothing happens in vacuum. Sure, you get everything. Nothing they happen by coincidence. So everything is planned. If you don't know that everything is planned, whatever happens is planned, especially politically, Baba, you are the mugu that they are actually playing. Because they know they are mugu. Those who can never see what's going on. So, Obi beat them or you know beat them. Oh, that's not my own concern. Now, the wahala will go happen. If the Obidients, that some of you don't know, discover that they have muzzled them out, that may be the beginning. And then, you know what I mean? We'll be here to keep the record of that. I think I should. I was thinking of taking calls tonight, but I'm also thinking I should, because I didn't start early, so maybe I should just call it tonight. Okay, I'll take 1 or 2 calls, okay? But do me one favor, okay? If you are watching me on YouTube right now, you can just go on there, leave the chat room, okay? Drop your own offering. Your offering is you liking that video, right? Like it to show that you are here. Meanwhile, you can use your remote control, even if you are watching it on your TV, big screen, right? Grab that remote control, right? Just here on the couch, yeah? Grab the remote control and just match it and go on there and use that center button, okay, on your remote control to press like. That's all you need to do. You don't even have to stand up to do that, okay? But I'll take 1 or 2 calls and then I'll call it tonight. My time is almost gone anyway. Hello there. Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello, sir.
Hey,
Hello, sir.
brother, how are you?
I'm fine, sir. I'm fine, sir. Thank you very much for today's again.
Well, thank
Good
you.
evening, everyone in the house. Sir, I don't know. You are just like the king of violence, sir. I know that I will at least I'll just be happy. I don't know. Timothy was sad. I don't know. There's just a therapy in this program. I don't know. But
I mean, whatever it does.
Please, sir, I also had a question, sir.
Please go on.
I saw some clip. I don't know if it is true that this Iyaloja because Iyaloja then another Yoruba quota system because because so I learned that she gave out 10 million.
There's no record of her working in her life.
I learned that she gave out 10 million or something or more than that to some people in the north. Why is that it is not that she won't be more nothing?
Validation, brother. You offer Jen Kokon Nigeria or law validation loss in north. Oh, the Jen Kokon here, then forget it. You better just run and contest for councillor or local government chairman in the area. To be a rep member, they have to take it to Mina, Kano, Sokoto, or Ota. If you don't have any connection to all those places, forget Abuja. If they haven't told you, I'm just telling you free of charge now. Ask those who have walked the walk.
Exactly.
Say they want to be rep members, right? They will take them to somewhere in the north and say, go and meet this person. He will talk to that person. Then that person will talk to that person. So your party can collect that money from you and give you the ticket. I've been there. I've done that, Baba. So I know them.
Yes, sir. Your earlier discussion, which you spoke about the quota system, that even, sir, about jump.
It's everywhere now.
See, I want to one south. See, I want to one south. I was student about their cost of mark is 200. It is not. It is 120. Even 121. Fallacy. It is like 100 or
just the face. So, behind it, you'll be surprised that the same engineering course. Yeah, the same engineering course that you had to get admitted on 200 points or 250 points, yeah, in JAMB. That same engineering course, that same civil engineering that they told you that you have to score 250, right? Somebody is also doing the same course in Ahmadu Bello University with just about 35 cutoff mark.
Exactly.
And you're all going to get the same BSc in civil engineering.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised if Professor Patantami is now a professor.
It's a pandemic. Person will be Afa Lekeu for Borno. If you have evil attack, you go to Islamic cleric and they will pray for you. So Allah do Allah me. Do Allah me. Then he became they appointed him as someone in the agency. But before I know it, they say he be professor. He got professorship in a Quranic religion from Saudi Arabia. Now they call him Professor Issa Pandemic. Can you believe that?
I was even not one so lánàá ni pé I pé òun náà pé is a PhD kíní kan mo rò pé kí ni rádaràda táwọn fi ń sọ tó rọ lọ́n kí ni rádaràda òṣìwò rádaràda o and because my buttress a lot so as I'll give room for the other people. Títí olóṣì kan tó wá sórí podium tó sọ pé òun represent 25 million students. Currently I'm a student because more of program on one of these one of the universities in Nigeria. But I'm also a student. Say more for me endorsement.
See, now you are asking pay about what for consent here. They don't need your consent. Sure you get Our boys, everybody, they also everybody. Even Atiku know. All of you, 25 million students, Baba, even 25 million students in the Southwest Nigeria. Or the Abeokuta University.
25 million.
25 million students. Sure you get. Atiku know say na job, but guess what? That's how they do. Okay, they'll say, well, all the women in our kiniko are all coming there. Okay, you need to give us money. All the students in Southwest or university are blah 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 blah. Sure you need to give us money. What they are doing is that all team everybody, even Simbe, whether you agree or not, they have already collected the money on you. And it's such a shame. Baba, see, people don't understand what internet and social media has done for this generation, especially those of you who are young Nigerians. It has exposed things that usually they always call them shocking news. Today, there will be shocking news. You go see I'm on MaiyegunSDiary Politico with phone call, voice record, video, picture. All thanks to social media and the internet. If not, nobody the bobo be that. The greatest bagba, the greatest bobo, the greatest bobo bagba nonsense they will say that they get paid peanuts to dance naked for politicians. When they are done, where do they end there? Idris, they end up jobless. Okay, the politician because the politicians are done with them.
Shebi unkoti. These are our vintage show. They not dance from like Abiola Nori. She will not call it no. Shebi was also a police, was also a student activist then. That was supporting show. So Kiwani is not the same thing. And then so we are the youth, we are the leaders of tomorrow. Now leaders of tomorrow, it's 30 years ago, which is 30 years ago. Leaders of tomorrow, 10 leaders of tomorrow. Now. Òun náà tún wá contest pẹ̀lú leaders títí àwọn tí orí gbogbo ìṣòrí dàrú ni ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ka break kìíní náà kó ní kálukú máa lọ́rọ̀ tẹ̀ náà.
It is well.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, Mole, combi now, but I don't know. I think the eating is on. I cannot feel so sweaty. Strange. Hello there.
Yeah.
Osita, should I say Happy New Year? One name.
Happy New Year.
I don't know if I've heard from you this year, but it doesn't matter. So good to hear from you. Happy New Year.
I was on long vacation for like 2 months.
Lucky you.
Vacation and job anyway.
Lucky you. How was it?
But yeah, it was all good. And all the same, I've been following what is going on. The Charade.
Thank you.
And I've not seen a reason why I have changed my thoughts towards everything that is happening. My brother, everything is going to end up in fiasco. Everything you are seeing, I mean to say, is fiasco. And everything.
Sita. Sorry, baby. I think you've got a call through to your phone. In a way, you've been it's saying reconnecting. Osita. I don't know what that is, and I've got another caller. Oh my God. Okay, I've not got much time. That's why I'll take this, and if Osita should get back in, I will try my best to get you connected again. Okay. Hello there.
General.
Hey, Mr. Taiwo. How are you, sir?
Ekale, sir.
Ekale.
Well,
I'm Dupelo alone. I will advise Mr. Taiwo, for goodness sake, again.
Okay.
And if you can mix it together, that will be fine. I just don't want us to.
I will do the two.
The two will be better as well, yeah. So that we just don't make it look like go on.
So, General, you took time to analyze everything that was revealed about Atiku day before yesterday.
Yes.
So I took time yesterday to look at Nigerian newspaper, Nigerian television, and many other media in Nigeria. And what I noticed baffled me. The whole matter was so watered down, as if what was revealed by that whistleblower was a light matter. I don't know whether you noticed this.
Of course, now I did. I mean, I realized that too. That's why I said that the reason why they didn't act on them is because it's Nigeria. So it's probably nothing to them.
General, I'm not talking about acting. No, I'm not talking about acting. I'm talking about the evidence that the young man brought and the way Nigerian media, the print media, the electronic media, and even the people, the way everybody took it baffled me. I'm telling you, I wished that what you give about Atiku day before yesterday on your platform could be broadcasted all over Nigeria. That people will hear just MaiyegunDiary Politico on what you did on that day. Maiyegun, we never got a country.
But people are saying there was a country, which means there was never a country.
I used to say there was a country called Nigeria. We never got a country. Because, see, what I did yesterday was I just said, with the way you broadcasted that whistleblower something, with the way we analyze, we listen to him, I was expecting Atiku not to even surface at all now. I was expecting the media. I was expecting the media.
They don't. It's like you are even expecting too much from them. I don't.
No, I am not talking about the politician. I am looking at the media.
That's what I'm saying.
I am looking at the people.
See, that is what I'm saying. That the media themselves, they know the people that are their readers. Calling these criminals, calling them the thieves that we found something on this or that, right? The media in Nigeria knows that doesn't really move them. It's a shame, it is a shame, but you won't be so. I mean, you'll be shocked that you see that clip I played here, sir, that voice clip and all of that, that I played on this platform. I've been seen by millions of people from different platforms all over the world. But it's this Nigeria. You'll be sweating for nothing if you expect something to happen. Nothing.
So where are we heading to? If such a revelation is not taking the ground, such a revelation is not telling everybody, okay, what is all this?
It is what it is.
Because I decided the day before, after we finished the program yesterday, I said, okay, we have got the original MaiyegunDiary Politico. This thing should be moving the nation now. This revelation should be moving the nation now. And I packed everything aside. I was not looking at Arise TV. I was looking at newspaper. I was looking at people's mood. And I say, God, what kind of thing is this? What is wrong with the people? What is wrong with the system?
I mean, it's so bad, yeah. Sir, it is so bad that I learned something from the Nigerian issue, right? Nigerian politicians have perfected the art of looking away, because any news, anything you see them or they are accused of, they believe that the longest it's going to be, that it's going to be biting is just about a week. That must be something so serious. After a week, yeah, there would have been a lot of things that will happen. A lot of people will be like, well, leave that one. Is it the only person? They know that it will blow over. That's why they don't care. Because people who have no integrity, who have no integrity or character or anything, they don't care about anything. But now, for people who actually think they are normal people, to start looking up to those people for hope and way out is the reason why MaiyegunsDiary Politico is never going to shut down anytime soon. Because I'm going to continue to remind you, you cannot empower criminals and expect them in return to do the right thing, or in return, prevent that you are surprised that they committed the crimes. They are criminals. You know them as one. You don't turn around and feel like criminals should do something good, or you pretending that you are shocked. Oh, Atiku and Baba, let's say in another 2 years, if Atiku is their president, right? Let's say they say a scandal, Atiku wife is caught with $2 billion. The people will start faking it and say, $2 billion, $2 billion, no? She shununi. Who is pretending that they say Atiku na thief? You have seen all of the evidence and everything. You still make him your president. They can't steal. You can't pretend say you are surprised. Talent deceive. Or they say Tinubu stole so money when he become your president. And you can't pretend and say, talent deceive. You cannot empower criminals and turn around and pretend like you are surprised they are acting criminally or stealing from you. That's my own view. So Atiku and the rest of them knows who they are dealing with. And according to them, there is no crime they commit that has never been done before. Now they feel surprised. Now they feel surprised, shock. I was surprised, sir.
No. See, I'm just looking at the people you call Nigerians. I moved to social media platform. I was expecting reaction. Based on this deep revelation. I was able to tell some people that by now, Baba Obasanjo should be shaking, because every crime Atiku committed, Atiku has already rubbished him, whether he knows or not.
He's implicated him, of course.
Atiku has rubbished him. I just say, what kind of people are this? Now, going forward, yes, we have a lot of work to do. Because I'm wondering, isn't these people that we are going to tell to come up? I know people will come up, but we need to go down again. It's like, is the brain dead? Are the reasonings dead? Are these people alive? Are these people looking to the future? Do they think there is a future with these classes of people? Hey.
Thank you very much. We need to finalize on our program, and it's going to be around 4 p.m. by the way, so keep that in mind. Sorry that I'm saying that on here, but it's just so you know. There's
no problem. We will do that.
Bless
Thank you, sir.
And you too, sir. So I'll take this. I've got Ken.
Maiyegun.
Sir.
How are you?
Well, I'm fine. How are you?
Your topic today is a very interesting one.
Thank you.
Very, very interesting. I want to quickly assist the last caller to let him know that that he shouldn't really get himself stressed out or worried.
Exactly.
Exactly. The country is, the people there are not all really, but technically what we see based on those who are supporting these vampires are they're irredeemable. Exactly. They are irredeemable. They are so irredeemable that, I will imagine, think about it, Maiyegun, this way. You go to a primary school, secondary school, and then university or some kind of a higher education.
Or poly or whatever you took, do after that, yeah?
Exactly. And then you graduate with whatever degree or your qualification is. And yet, with all the years of education, enlightenment, to know between right and wrong, and what should and should not be happening. And then you see the same people closing in and saying, Atiku, Tinubu, this, that, and that. This same people who have subjected you guys to this hilarious condition that you technically should not be experiencing, and they are voting. And so when I hear the last caller saying, like showing heavy compassion and displeasure kind of about
like why he's an emotional man, by the way, Mr. Taiwo. At some point he will just get so into it, like especially when he can't really get the answer to why things are what they are. I just tell him like, Baba, don't work yourself up too much, okay? And he always have a way of encouraging himself, and he will be like, see, Maiyegun, we have a lot of work to do. We have a lot to do. I say, I know, we do. Like, it is so palpitating and then heartbreaking. I know.
The first thing I would have loved to ask him if I get the chance is that just look at the situation. Does it look like something you should be calling Nigeria, or if Nigeria is redeemable? No. The hierarchy is so clear. The whole system is a joke. The entire system is a joke. The same will be the same will be that is rising. They are cruising
riding on the back of this popular revolution. Yes, go on.
Now, if he becomes the president, the president or whatever it is, if he becomes the president, imagine Maiyegun with that evil nightmare Frankenstein document called the 1999
unconstitutional constitution.
How is he going to do it? My question is, how on earth is he going to be
He
able
will use
to
executive order. He said he will use executive order to do a lot of what he's going to do, right? Which is absolutely a joke. But it's Nigeria, Baba. Anything can happen. So maybe.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I said that if you just look at the whole thing, Maiyegun, it's a complete charade. Yeah, it's a charade because it's like just going to a movie to go and watch a horror movie, and then only for you to get to the movie, watching that horror movie ended up becoming a comedy.
Sure, you guys.
That's exactly what
laughing. Then that's no longer of his value. I agree.
Exactly. So I don't get it. I don't understand why we are, why we are doing what we just keep thinking that we're going to keep on doing the same thing over and over.
People need to know. You see, sometimes, Ken, what I have learned about people is that if you think something is right, and in fact, people should apply this to their everyday life. I do. Okay. Once I alert you or alert people about something in a way on my own part, right? I have done mine. So on their part, right, it will be on them to then have to be responsible for any choice they make, not because they have no idea. You know what I mean? Now that you've told them, right, make them responsible so that the consequences of any action of whatever they eventually submit themselves to, right, at least, even if they won't say it publicly, they will remember. Ken Ken told me, I'm not going to wait for him to say I told you so. Sure you get. And I think that's where we are headed right now. People need to experience this, Ken. Sure you get. When people are convinced that they know the way out of a fraudulent situation like that of Nigeria as we are witnessing. When people think that they can defeat a system by his own rules and laws, right? Sometimes, you need them to experience it before they can either believe what you are saying as a warning. When we said you can have election as many times as you want in Nigeria, it is never going to answer the Nigeria question. What is Nigeria? Who are Nigerians? Election will never answer that question. Election will never answer it. Sure you get. The people need to come together to begin to ask themselves, what makes us Nigerian? Are we even interested in being Nigerians? Until that question is answered, the question of Nigeria question, Nigerians question, who are Nigerians? What is Nigeria? Until that question is answered by everybody in that place, election is never going to, it's like kicking the can down the road, Ken. But no matter how you say it, sometimes you should let people experience what they are about to test before they can either believe you that it's a waste of time. If you don't let them experience it, you are wasting their time and they will never listen to you. And that's exactly what we are experiencing right now. They need to have a taste of it. Then they will listen to us. It's just about 6 weeks.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Finally, Maiyegun, before I go, I don't know. I'm still trying to gather the intel, the information, but I don't know if you are aware that this guy he has arrived back to Nigeria, but they have to sneak him into the country. That's this guy, this central bank governor.
Oh, he has returned. Let me tell you what I know about that. I don't know if I don't know if it's going to be similar, but I'll tell you quickly what I know. When he ran away, you see, when he released a statement that he's coming back, he's still the central bank governor and blah 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 blah. Yeah. Around that time, he was in London. You know that this man, Issa Funtua or so, Maman Daura, rather, they are in London and they have been there like forever. They didn't go back to Nigeria since 2019. Those guys, those old men, right? Now, from what we heard, these are the people who hold the master key to the Central Bank of Nigeria. So, Emefiole ran to them that he has been briefed, right? That DSS are looking for him. They are investigating something about money laundering and terrorism.
Very true.
So, those have now been trying to get assurance from the old rock before Emefiole could return to Nigeria. Because the plan was that if he returned to Nigeria, what they were going to do is that they will arrest him from the airport. The news will say, oh, Emefiole arrested. Then they will release him. Now, within those few days, that embarrassment, he will resign and just go away completely. And another person will come on board before 31st of December. So Emefiole, not so sure, right? Sure of what is going to be his fate if he goes back to Nigeria. Stayed back in London. In fact, the rumor then has it that he was seeking asylum in London. He wasn't. He was, in fact, waiting for the green light. Because they said Emefiole was calling Bokwari or the presidency, nobody was picking his phone. And DSS is controlled by the presidency. If DSS is looking for central bank governor, then the president must know about it, or people inside the presidency. So Emefiole needed assurance before going back to Nigeria, right? So he finally got it in the new year when they said he could go back and he won't be arrested. And that's what I heard, though. I don't know what you heard, though, Ken, but and the condition they gave him, part of the condition, right? In December, Emefiole sent some representatives to the House of Rep, right? When they went, they said the reason why they're angry with him is because of that change of money. And the last day, they have to submit all the money. And then the withdrawal, which they believe is going to be targeted at politicians. And they don't want that. So Emefiole increased withdrawal money from 100,000 to 500,000 for individual. From 1 million naira for corporate to 10 million for corporate. Now he has increased that much. Now he has also promised to extend the deadline for submitting the old note beyond 31st to June 2023. All of these are conditions of telling them that he will do whatever they want. And so far, so good. It seems that he's going to do that. That's all I heard, Ken. And that's why he returned back to Nigeria. And that's why he hasn't really been like, we're late and all that. You want to tell me, what I heard is similar to what you heard?
Yeah, it is a little bit kind of similar. It is similar. But I'm going to be telling you, I will tell you.
Tell me. Go on.
On the military point of view. So what happened was that, like you said earlier, he was making those calls. So, and like you said, he was making those calls, and there was no way, like from the military angle, if DSS or the military are going to carry out an exercise or an operation, there is no way on the surface of the earth, Maiyegun, that the president and the vice president do not know. They know
especially the
every
president.
move.
I know.
Yes. So what happened when he was making those calls, it wasn't forthcoming. So he had, I think, a friend or some kind of relative in the military who was one of those on top of the senior officers.
Privilege one to some privileged information.
Yeah. So when that was going on, when that was happening, so those ones were the ones that were now talking to some of the service chiefs. Those service chiefs were now the one that, they have a unique access to the president. So they were now communicating back and forth, in conjunction with the president. And then I think that was when they reached an agreement based on what you dictated.
Do you know what I left out of my own information that I didn't have, Ken? Yeah. They even gave him a condition. You know, he has been printing money for Buhari and the APC beyond what the constitution allows. In Nigeria, they said, there's something they call the way and bills. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's called, what's that called again? Is it called ways and means? Ways and means advances, right? Now, they said that by law, the Central Bank of Nigeria, right, can only print money, the 5% of the last year budget. Let's say, for example, 2021 budget of Nigeria was 17 point something trillion naira. Yeah. Now, the 5%, in fact, 10% of 17 trillion should be 1.7 trillion. I don't know. Is that right? 1.7 trillion, right? Now, 5% of that should be somewhere around there, 850 billion naira. Emefiole by law, right, was expected to print maximum, because that was the biggest budget of Nigeria since APC came in, 17 trillion. Emefiole was allowed by law to print at least 850 billion naira as money to give to Buhari as government, as way and means advance. Look at the screen. Ken, if you're watching this, yesterday or 2 days ago, Nigeria shared nearly 1 trillion naira. And guess what? Ken, they shared 1 trillion naira to all states in Nigeria, including federal government, as their monthly allocation. Ken, there's no single $1 from oil in that money. No single dollar from oil. No remittance from oil. It's part of that money they shared. Do you know that out of all that almost 980 billion naira they shared 2 days ago as allocation in a month, right? Emefiole provided more than 90% of that money. And when I say 90%, I'm talking about over 800%, 800 billion naira cash of that money they shared yesterday. Now, within a space of, before 2015, the total money that Central Bank of Nigeria printed and loaned to the federal government of Nigeria was put at 856 billion. That is the total money in history. Are you with me now? Since 1960 to 2015, Central Bank in Nigeria on their record have printed 856 billion naira and loaned it to different governments in Nigeria. But between 2015 and 2022, Buhari's government, Emefiole, has printed 23 trillion naira cash and gave it to Buhari to share as allocation. You see those times when they said they are stealing our Nigerian crude oil, Ken, and Nigeria had no money from crude oil. And they were wondering, how are they paying the allocation? Emefiole was printing money. It was printing money. And today, Central Bank by law that is meant to print 5% of their last year budget as way and means advance to government. Central Bank government has printed, they are printing a lot of that is now put at 379% of what the law allow Emefiole to print. It should be in jail, not just jail, Chinese stuff, hanging. People have no idea what they have done to Nigeria economy. More and more people are going to fall in poverty, Baba, for a foreseeable future to come. I'm telling you.
And so what now happened was that when he got back, so they deployed the military, both Air Force Navy. They deployed them to the airport, where they now moved the plane. As soon as the plane landed, they moved the plane to the special wheel, the presidential wheel area.
The private hangar, VIP hangar or something, yeah?
Yeah, in Lagos. And then corner off. They corner off VSS, corner off the other police, corner everybody off. And then pick him up, put him in their military vehicle and move him out. In fact, the DSS and the police could not even make a move. Because the way the military strategized that with the way they corner off that section of the airport, not even a pin that would touch here. They, in fact, were touching. So, in fact, by the time they took him out, if they did not even realize that the plane has already left, they whisked him away. He's already out. before they realized that, my God, that that area that was cornered off, where the military cornered off, was actually where they did the whole operation. And that wing, don't forget, Maiyegun, that wing is the Air Force base, Air Force unit. If you recall, if you look at Politico International Airport, you see the way it is from the international down to the domestic. You see that
domestic, now it's all on the same space, but outside they look a bit of a distance to one another. But when you enter the tarmac, they are not. It's just like yeah, I know.
So that was how they were to whisk him out of the thing. So, like you said,
so it would have come up on the national newspaper in handcuffs then if they didn't do that.
Exactly. So that was how they whisked him away. Honestly, so I just wanted to share that with. It's nice talking to you. Let me let other people call it.
Thank you so much, Ken. Yeah. Let me take one more and I can call it a night. My time is so hot, but we all started late. Hello there.
Hello,
Prince gentleman. See, you know something, right? Prince, somehow, right? I was thinking a lot about you today. I swear. And in my mind, I was like, how do you think about people and you don't just message them? And I was blaming myself. I said, I've been thinking about this guy all morning and I never even just say hi. Just like, Prince, how are you? Or somehow my mind was like, I'm going to say it on my program and say, Prince, I miss you. In case if you are watching, well, here you are. How are you?
Baba, you live long, Baba.
And me.
Well done.
And you too.
Thank you for caring and your concern.
And thank you so much as well for being you, the Prince.
Thank you, Baba.
How are you?
Thank you for the diary. All these collections you are bringing to us. It's not easy. I know it's a sacrifice to do all this research and do the collections together.
At least to make it make sense to some people who are like, people are wondering, what are you listening? What is that guy saying that you sit down there for 2 hours listening to him? Then you say, no, you don't.
Honestly.
You have no idea. Just sit down, 15 minutes. You'll be there for an hour.
Honestly.
Yeah. So, yeah. Honestly, I appreciate everybody who actually makes it make sense, by the way. Go on.
Yes, Baba. I also encourage our people, whenever before coming to your program, I always like to share it first of all,
Thank you.
And I thank God that the people I'm sharing it to, they always acknowledge it. They always give it accolades. So that's good. So happy about that. So, Baba, I see. I just want to talk about this Charade, this Kwankwaso. This quota system.
See life, we know, all of us who grew up in Nigeria, we know about quota system and the rest of that. It's even one of the reasons why people believe that Nigeria should not be together. It's one of the reasons why Northerners believe that Southerners always look down on them because Southerners feels like they are better than them. We all know all of these things. This is our life. This is what we lived. Right? Exactly. But if we now grow up and see somebody who is a product of that quota system, talking down on the Southerners who actually really, oh man, Baba, people like us go remind the people of the history and say, don't be so EBO, na fake fake engineer, fake professor, fake doctor.
It's quite unfortunate, honestly. It's quite unfortunate, Baba, for us to this kind of concussion that British put together. Honestly, you see the guy that is talking. He knew that it's a quota system makeup, and he's referring to B. When these guys, when they want to talk, they talk of competency.
About if you trace any company, if you trace anything they were doing successfully before they join any politics, all of them. There are many like that. Look around you. Tell me which of them has been successful in anything, even their careers, their professional ones, or whether they carry in front of their names. So none. Bunch of failures. But for politics, Baba, they are very successful. I am a former governor. I am a former vice president. I am a former ambassador. I am a former minister. Baba Shema Nigeria reward criminals. So enjoy your reward. They bubble us with all this title. That means nothing. The Prince.
Baba, the way I look at Nigeria, I see Nigeria is like somebody who died and is trying to bury himself. You know, no matter how the person tries to bury himself, one hand must be outside. Are you getting me? One hand, after burying yourself, one hand must be outside. You know, that is the abomination of Nigeria. You see, Rwanda, this the country of Rwanda that is people are going there for holiday.
Vacation.
I've been making reference to these days. You know that Rwanda just had their civil war 10 to 15 years back. Nigeria had civil war 57 years ago. But Rwanda that have had their own civil war, do you know what the Rwanda did? All the scores of all the people that were killed, about 800,000. It's not even up to a million.
Mm-hmm.
All the scores of the people that were killed, they gathered all their scores and put them in a museum.
To remind everybody of what they did when they are mad, killing themselves. Don't try this again.
Exactly.
Any leader that makes us feel inferior to ourselves in Rwanda is going to jail for life. That's their law in Rwanda today.
Thank you very
they
much.
Put everything there to remind everybody of what they did to themselves. In Nigeria, they want us to bury everything and forget like it never happened. And then pretend that we are peaceful. We love ourselves. Who does that?
Honestly. That's the reason why Nigeria can never survive. You understand? Because Nigeria is trying to bury themselves, you know, but bury all the atrocities they've committed. But one hand always come outside to say, I'm here. At the end, you understand? Because now, you see, because of social media, most of all these atrocities they've done, that they are trying to cover, all these things,
bringing them out.
All of them are being excavated, you know. And now the Hausas are seeing that this Fulani craftily, they deceived them and they made them a slave today. All of them that are in the army are slaves to Fulani. Are you getting me?
I'm with you.
Now, as it is, without Nigeria trying to bring out the history of the past and have a reconciliation,
honest reconciliation, and those who committed those crimes are see, Prince. There's nothing like saying you want reconciliation. There's no reconciliation without restitution, okay? And recompense.
Exactly.
You must say we did wrong. Not just that, you must name those who did wrong. Baba, people in USSR, when USSR, Yugoslavia and the rest of them were tearing themselves apart. Politicians who were ensured of that. Gorbachev, you go down here about Gorbachev. You go down here about Milutinovic, be this other one, Baba, even if they are dead, Muritala, they will have to exhume his corpse. They will package everything, put it inside poly bag. So when they are doing the Truth and Kiniko Commission of Biafra, for example, Muritala's bones and skull and everything inside poly bag, they go tie him like that, put them on top chair, inside the witness box, inside the court. He's a murderer, a genocidist. Now he's long dead though, he was killed like a dog as well, right? He's died, he's dead like a dog that he was, right? But nevertheless, they are pressing him today. Meanwhile, that Muritala and co, those who are still alive and dead, they'll put all of them together and convict them of genocide. So Muritala's name will be removed from everywhere in Nigeria. Airport, money, any name, anything. That is true reconciliation. People get punished for what they did, even if they have done it 50 years ago. That's reconciliation. Anything from that, anything from that. Now, Bobo, to me.
You see, Maiyegun, you know, today, Tinubu took Muslim ticket, and carried the Chetima as his Boko Haram and put behind him. Now, when I remember this, water comes through my eye because I said the silence of those who are Christian leaders in Nigeria before their presence. Floyd in America triggered a worldwide his death triggered a worldwide protest throughout the whole world. But an innocent school girl was, blasphemy, and this girl was born simply because she is a Christian in a secular state. And the whole Christian leaders in Nigeria, go to Redeem or go to Winner, to all these big mega churches, they could not even call CNN to have a protest and let this thing go international.
That's why this people have the God. You are talking about the
yes.
Okay. Look at your screen.
I'm talking about
this one happened just 4 days ago. Okay. This is one. Let me see if I can get that up. Oh, what happened to my screen? Oh, hang on. Yeah, okay. I think it's on the screen already, yeah? Now, see, look at this man. This man was killed just a few days ago by a Fulani terrorist. Okay? Reverend Father Isaac Azekpeliachi is 61 years old. He has survived so many Fulani terrorist attacks in the past. So this happened in Jos, so Plateau State, Baba. They buried him today. Tell me more about Christian being slaughtered and killed in Nigeria when the rest of the world are probably like, I don't know. I'm not a Christian and I feel so sorry.
They are busy. Maiyegun Christian leaders are busy trying to know who their private jet, who will buy the highest private jet, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. They are more concerned about their tithe and offering. Maiyegun. This pains me a lot because without seeing all this abomination that all these Fulani terrorists are hiding behind Islam because they don't have religion. These people we are talking about.
A bunch of criminals.
This atrocity they are committing, and they are keeping silent. Christian leaders, they are more concerned about their tithe and offering and their private jet. No nationwide protest. They cannot say all the whole church members come out on the road.
They are scared.
They invite
easy.
My
you
God.
know if you dine with the devil and come and show Mozu simply because you want to satisfy the people that look up to you.
The funny thing is that they are not telling their people to get their PVC. So PVC will face AK-47 or AK-49.
They want to give it a shot.
The international community, like, okay, let's use UK as an example. King James version of the Bible came from the UK. It's them that brought it to Nigeria with their missionary. The UK have all the ammunition to protect their nation. Nobody will stand up and come to UK and say somebody blasphemy or somebody this and that.
Start killing people
and kill anybody.
In jail or die in that jail. Yeah. You're not gonna
instantly. Another abomination that is happening in Nigeria, that these girls that they brought from these Chibok girls that they brought from the bush. After many years of raping these girls, they brought them home. The Nigerian press, the Janjaweed terrorist government telling Nigerian press to tell the whole world that they came back with their wives and their children. If it is Buhari or
Buhari daughter, then kidnapped for 1 year or 2 years. Rape him. She born. She Buhari go come out and say they found he has found his daughter with Boko Haram husband. Baba, I say everything don't enter. It don't read. I'm just waiting for the
telling you, the abomination of Nigeria is never had anywhere in the world. Abomination that is happening.
I know. It's unbelievable.
If all the soldiers that are doing, helping them to cover up all that atrocity, go to barrack and see their children. All their young girls are now all their boys, they will go and steal, they will run into barrack, they will cover them. They don't have children that are doing well. Because they are helping all these criminals, terrorists to commit atrocity, and they will send them out. Go. They will carry gun and start to kill innocent people. Maiyegun, forget
Prince.
Nigeria. Nigeria is gone. Nigeria
that's why
is gone.
see, Prince, that's why I said, right? When if I'm speaking Yoruba now, for example, and you an Igbo man, a Biafran, yeah. If you are upset, I'm gonna know if you are upset that my friend speak English, I said that is to tell you that Nigeria is wrongly fused together. If they say you did your country, I did my country, everybody day in day, there will be no reason for you to get mad because you will. It's like, see, if you see somebody speaking from South Sudan now, Prince, and that person is speaking a language from South Sudan, you open it, it says, in South Sudan, you go there, they listen. When in day, I mean, he's speaking a language you don't even understand, no English, and you open and you say, oh, South Sudan, I'm interested in South Sudan. Then he started speaking tweet like Ghana. How you go move away now? You don't go there and say, my friend speak English, speak English, I'm from Nigeria. I want to know what you are saying about South Sudan. We say, this one mad. They are talking about South Sudan. So that is exactly what to know about what is wrong with Nigeria. Without English, we are not friends. We are not from the same place. You know that.
I'm telling you.
So if that's been our base, why do you want to keep Nigeria together when we don't understand our languages? If anybody is speaking, Hausa, see if Buhari is speaking Hausa, or Malamu is speaking Fufude, or anything they are speaking, and you're like, are these not supposed to be federal minister? Why are they speaking Fufude? Baba, don't get mad. They are just telling you why Nigeria is unreal. If you are smart enough, you are not going to continue to write yourself off. We are one country. We are one. We should work together. Stop saying it, oh. Prince, Abi, a lie.
They deceive themselves. They deceive themselves. See Togo, see Ghana. Anybody feel mad, enter there, say he won't carry a cow. Behind cow, they do terrorism. They go.
Mad.
Which can? They don't see cross border now.
Even if you're mad, once you cross that border, and they say this, welcome to Cotonou. And the right time in French, about your madness go clear small. You don't go feel waka for like a few more. You go no say more. You say I don't pass my boundary. You go call the cows on me. Please, let me call it a night, okay? My time is so long now.
I salute you, Baba.
Thanks so much.
I salute you, Baba. Well done.
Osita is calling back, and Osita, I'm just going to give you a minute, okay? I didn't want to just look away, okay? Because you were one of the first callers earlier, but we didn't get through. So, Osita, you have just a minute, and I'm going to round it up.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Like I was trying to say, it will all end in shame. You know why? For every single person that thinks that this election will hold, I have no reason. I have not seen any atom of reason for me to change what I think from day one. I would not lie to you. Either we like it or not, the military will come back. The reason I keep saying this is number one, even this particular bullshit they call the government of Nigeria, this particular administration, they have committed so much. They have committed so much. Not only the embezzlement of funds, they have sucked the blood of innocent people. Now, I want you to look at this way. Between November and today, before then, what we used to hear before is billions that is missing. But now we started hearing trillions that are missing. This administration don't believe in any of these people there to protect them. They only believe that the only people that can protect them is when the military comes back. Just today, yesterday, the police chief in Nigeria was supposed to go, but he didn't leave. Now, all these things are happening. Nobody's asking a question.
Attention.
Nobody's paying attention. You don't ask yourself the simple question, why are they coming up with corruption charges everywhere? This is exactly what happened in 1983. before the election, they were singing corruption, corruption, corruption. Then this same fool came in to power again. And what did he say? Corruption, and he has all the evidence that the politicians, they are all corrupt. Now, you tell me in Nigeria, which politician is not corrupt? Which one doesn't have the baggages of corruption?
I can't even think of any.
So, what are we trying to say? Are we only looking at what's his name? Atiku's gate that just came out? No, Atiku's just one. It's just 0.1% of what is happening. All of them are baggages of corruption.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary Politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Maiyegun number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.